What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. Deputy Emperor of Red Tuan. 1 Chapter 1 The Uncrowned Emperor. The world's strongest pirate group. Advertisement. The afterglow of the setting sun illuminates the earth. New World, number 88 Banquet Island. A large three-masted sailing ship with a dragon head and a bright red tone is moored quietly on the shore. On the coast, campfire into pieces, the fragrance of fine wine. The barbecue is fragrant. People exchange cups. The laughter continued. The melodious pirate song is flying over the island. Such is the day-to-day life of the 4 Emperors' red hair pirates. The banquet routine of the world's strongest pirate group. Yes, it is the strongest in the world. 4 years ago. New World broke out since the era of great pirates, even the biggest battle in hundreds of years. The crowd competes for the throne. Heroes fight. All parties compete. The brutal war lasted for half a year. Finally, the chaotic sea was calmed down. New World has established a new pattern in which the 4 sea emperors are respected. Known as the 4 emperors. The ones who won the positions of the 4 emperors of the sea are: the strongest man in the world Whitebeard Edward Newgate. The world's strongest woman Big Mom Charlotte Linlin. Kaido of the beasts, the strongest creature in the sea, land and air. And 4 emperors Redhead Shanks. Compared with the other 3 veteran overlords who have spanned 2 eras and spanned New World for decades. The red-haired Shanks, who has only been in New World for 6 years, is far inferior in terms of qualifications and age. But he relies on his own outstanding hockey and swordsmanship. Stand out abruptly from the crowd of New World heroes. Obtained the seat of Emperor of the Sea. King's Landing New World. For his strength, no one will question it. Only Red Hair Shanks alone cannot make the Red Hair Pirates the strongest pirate group in the world. In people's common sense. Advertisement. The world's strongest pirate group should be led by Whitebeard, who was once as famous as Roger the Pirate King. However, the New World War 4 years ago. Except for the red-haired Shanks who took the position of 4 emperors. Another variable emerged. It is this variable that makes the red hair pirates the strongest in the world. The name of this variable is Chi Yu. He was just an inconspicuous, non-existent man on red hair pirates. Before the battle of 4 emperors 4 years ago. He didn't even get Marine to put a bounty on him. However, after the battle 4 years ago, that man, however, created a history, a record in the bounty world. For the pirates on the sea, the reward of 30 million for the first time is amazing enough. However, that man, a man named Chi Yu, his first bounty directly exceeded 3 billion. 3,364 million. Compared with the reward offered by the red-haired 4 emperors who was the captain at that time, it was only less than 100 million lower. What a horror. However, there is no one above the sea who is not convinced. All because of that man's brilliant record in that war. After fighting the pirates, hit the marine, kill the marine and kill the celestial dragons. That time period, the man who had kept a low profile in the red-haired captain for 6 years seemed to have gone mad. Kill from south to north. Kill from east to west. From New World to Paradise. Almost all the strong men with surnames on the sea have fought against him. Even Whitebeard, Big Mom, Kaido of the Beasts are no exception. There are also Marines, admirals and even legendary heroes. After killing such brilliant records, no one will question his strength. Even at that time the sea. There are bird people building momentum. It is necessary to change the established pattern of 4 emperors to 5 emperors. It's just that he finally gave up because of that man's low-key and dormant again. Advertisement. Even if the 5 emperors failed, the sea. Everyone knows. That man named Chi Yu is the uncrowned king of the sea. 4 Emperors Red Hair Pirates is an Iron Wall pirate group with a pair of emperors. Everyone knows. As long as that man stands with the red-haired Shanks, they are the strongest pirates. Even the Whitebeard pirates led by the strongest man in the world, Whitebeard, are invincible. Because in this world, no one can resist 2 emperors of the sea. Ahahaha. On the temporary banquet high platform. 4 Emperors Redhead Shanks stands at the top. Standing behind him was a submissive red hedgehog with a nervous face. He was a newcomer to the red hair pirates a few days ago, the Star of Locke. Today's banquet is also held for the newcomers as usual. Of course, for red hair pirates, the banquet does not need a reason at all, and a banquet can be held anytime, anywhere with a single thought. Ahahaha. Hiccup. 4 Emperors red-haired Shanks hiccuped and smiled silly again. Open black lens bracket. Ahahaha. You are big, stupid Shanks. Close black lens bracket. Yeah. Open black lens bracket. No matter how many times I listen to it, your silly laugh is really stupid and cute. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. I can't help but want to laugh. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket but not close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. I want to hold back. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. If you laugh at me, you kid will save me again. Close black lens bracket. The redhead on the stage. Where is the sound coming from? Are you talking? He even said I was a fool. Call me stupid. Am I shameless? Don't say it in private if you have the ability. If you have the ability, come out and single out. See if I don't drink to you at the banquet later. The powerful observation hockey spread out like a tide. Instantly, cover the whole island. Chapter 2. This newcomer is a bit floating. Advertisement. Hey, what a weird day. Four Emperor's red-haired Shanks rubbed the back of his head, confused. The mighty observation hockey shrinks and returns like a tide. Shanks. Red Hair Pirate's second mate, strategist Ben Beckman softly called for a reminder. Boss. Shanks, what's wrong with you? Fatty Razaloo, Sniper Usopp and others also spoke one after another. They're just getting excited. Just wait for Captain Shanks to speak. The red-haired Shanks was suddenly disconnected. I froze in place. Ahahaha. Nothing. Redhead Shanks came to his senses. Then listen carefully. The previous voice did not appear. Is it really an illusion? Redhead Shanks' frown eased. Clap. He slapped his face. Forcibly lift the spirit. There was a straight crackling sound. Tisk tut. Open black lens bracket. Shanks is such a ruthless person, even slapping himself in the face is so. Vigorous close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. I'm not afraid to swell my face close black lens bracket. However, this dude needs to save face when he catches anyone. After all these years, he must have a very thick skin. Who is it? Who the hell? Again. The corners of Shanks' mouth twitch. Hart Jenin couldn't help lying down. But right now there are so many pairs of staring eyes watching. He had already delayed everyone a lot of time. Right now, of course, the welcome banquet will be the main one. The red-haired Shanks subconsciously raised his hand. I have to give myself 2 more slaps in the face. But stopped the car in time at the critical moment. Because he was afraid of attracting the complaints that came from nowhere. Aha, everyone. Today we gather here. What is the reason for this banquet? Asked the redhead Shanks. Don't wait for everyone to answer, just ask and answer yourself decisively. We're here to welcome our newcomer to the team, Star Lock. Having a banquet to welcome newcomers. You can pull it down. Open black lens bracket. Is there any reason for us to have a banquet? Close black lens bracket. Didn't it start with a loud voice? Close black lens bracket. By the way, Shanks, something is wrong with you today. Close black lens bracket. Just get stuck from time to time, shouldn't I be drunk and stupid? Close black lens bracket. No, it could be that he drank fake wine. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. I poked. What I drank should be real. Close black lens bracket. The only fake bottle must have been drunk by the secondhand product. Close black lens bracket. In the dark, the bamboo shoots that made Hong feel the urge to vomit blood were never absent. Am I stupid for drinking fake wine? You me out an egg. It's not because of your trouble that I get stuck one after another. Damn it, what the hell is going on with this sound? It seemed to be ringing directly in my heart. Could it be Paramesh's ability to read words? Who is it? My pirate group has no abilities. So is it. 4 Emperors. Red-haired Shanks' eyes fell faintly on the star of the newcomer lock. He seriously doubts it. This newcomer is dishonest. Concealing the fact that he is a capable person. As for why? The red hair guessed that it was probably because the newcomers knew that they had no abilities on board. So I was afraid that my identity as a capable person would be exposed, so I couldn't join. Okay. The more red-haired Shanks thinks about it, the more it makes sense. That must be the case. But this newcomer is a bit floating. How long have you joined? How dare you use your ability to tease the captain? The red-haired Shanks stared at the new star lock with deep eyes. Under the death gaze of the 4 Emperors, the newcomer lock star only felt the side light tighten. Almost freaked out on the spot. Because he noticed that there seemed to be some deep meaning in the red hair's gaze. That, boss, captain, what's wrong? Star Lock asked anxiously. At the same time, take a look, what's interesting, the banquet can't be held yet. The inner voice reappeared. Ever since, the red-haired Shanks of 4 Emperors looked at the star of the newcomer lock with increasingly quiet and deep eyes. Crunch. The red-haired White Fang bit down involuntarily. Listen to the piercing grinding of teeth. Rookie Star Lock shivered suddenly. I only feel 2 wars. The side light is on the verge of side leakage. Boat. Captain, what's wrong? The newcomer Lock Star asked tremblingly. Ah, this newcomer is not only a little floating. The acting is not bad either. Simply a movie king. It's this time, and you can still pretend to be so innocent. If it weren't for my wit. You are wise, why don't you just let it go? Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. It's not over, is it? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Oh, wait a minute. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Shanks, you be asterisk 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 D, don't you have that kind of orientation? Close black lens bracket. Something is wrong. Something is very wrong. Close black lens bracket. I must protect myself from now on. Close black lens bracket. Redhead Shanks. I at %. He was already mad with anger. It was fine to call him a second-hander and thick-skinned earlier. Now you still suspect that there is something wrong with his orientation. Why don't you look in the mirror to see how ugly you are, a newcomer? Even if I really want to look for it, it can't be you. At least he has to be as handsome as Chi Yu. Thinking about it, Shanks subconsciously glanced at a handsome black-haired young man with a lazy expression on the corner of the coast. No, damn it, go around. I'm wrong. Big mistake. Isn't this newcomer a little floating? He floated into the sky. No, he must be cured today. Shanghai for 3 minutes. No, 5 minutes. Half an hour shouldn't be too much. 4 Emperors red-haired Shanks thought to himself. Captain, newcomer Lock Star has a hint of crying in his voice. He was almost crying from fright. It was clearly agreed to hold a grand welcome banquet for him. He was still excited and looking forward to it for several days. Just wait for today. Result. Look at this posture. This legendary 4 Emperors red-haired Shanks wants to eat his own rhythm. Could it be that I will be roasted as an ingredient later on? Crunch. It's about time. It's still playing. Okay. On the way of acting, I, Shanks with red hair, would like to call you the strongest. But it should be cured. Redhead Shanks nodded with deep eyes. Ha ha ha. After finding the truth, Shanks regained his usual self-confidence and simplicity. Rookie, don't be nervous. From now on, we will all be partners. The red-haired Shanks of the 4 Emperors looked at the newcomer Lock Star meaningfully. Then he raised his big hand. Clap. 2 slaps on the shoulder for Rookie Star Lock. FK. Rookie Star Lock F******** head up. The side light, which had been tense for a long time, finally leaked from the side. Chapter 3 The flirtatious Shanks and Beckman are not right. Advertisement. Ahahaha. The hearty laughter of the red-haired Shanks of the 4 Emperors echoed in the sky. Perceived with his knowledge, naturally, it is possible to detect the sidelight leakage of the Lock Star. For acting, not even hesitating to act like this. Even I can't help but say admiration. You may be allowed to act in a play in the future. Redhead Shanks couldn't help thinking. After confirming that the newcomer in front of him is the actor. He only acted as the sidelight of Lock Star. Don't hesitate to let the sidelight leak on the side, but also continue to act. This is the real actor. What a pity. My knowledge have completely locked on you. You are dead. No, there is no way out. The corners of the red-haired Shanks' lips turned up in a smug smile. Cough cough. Shanks, it's over. He's just a newcomer. Vice Captain No. 2 Ben Beckman, who also noticed the abnormality, coughed lightly to remind him. Ha ha. Beckman, I'll talk to you later. Redhead Shanks' lips parted slightly. No sound came out, but as a partner for many years, Beckman, who has been with him tacitly, can definitely read his lips. Open black lens bracket HMPH, eyes met again. Close black lens bracket. Is it with Beckman this time? Close black lens bracket. I have noticed that you two are flirting with each other a long time ago, and there is something really wrong with you two. Close black lens bracket. There is adultery. Close black lens bracket. Hee. Hey. Redhead Shanks is amused. He even dared to spread rumors about the pure brotherhood between him and Beckman. This newcomer really drifted to nowhere, to outer space. Ha. Redhead Shanks laughed heartily. Can't wait to treat a newcomer. For this reason, the banquet must be started first. Everyone, stop talking nonsense. Happy banquet, continue now. The red-haired Shanks waved his hand, and even announced the continuation of the banquet. Oh. The banquet continues. Yo ho ho. Yo ho ho. Take Binks, fine wine. Although he was very concerned about his captain's previous abnormality. But the party begins. Everyone just put those doubts and puzzles behind them. Never mind. Even if you want to ask, you have to do it after the banquet. Advertisement. The sun was setting. Huge island coast. Once again immersed in the joyful banquet atmosphere. Newcomers, enjoy the joyful banquet. Redhead Shanks took one last deep look at Star Rookie Lock. Yes. The Star of Lock nodded his head tremblingly. It's like a lamb in a pack of wolves. But worry about being eaten or worry about it later. The most urgent thing now is to find a place where no one is there to change into a pair of pants. But, if I'm not clean, the probability of being eaten should be greatly reduced. Coastal clearing. The banquet of the red group of pirates is in full swing. Ben, Usopp, the red-haired Shanks of the 4 Emperors greeted a group of senior cadres mysteriously. Shanks, what the hell is going on with you today? Beckman leisurely exhaled the smoke ring. Yeah, boss, you seemed to scare the newcomer to the ground earlier. Usopp looked surprised. Shanks, this is your fault. Lao Jin, a cruel man with blonde hair reaching his waist, said seriously. Hoo. Yeah, with an orangutan on his back, the burly old ape with bald head and dark circles made a monkey call. Even if Shanks is the captain. If you do it wrong. These veterans naturally want to criticize. Shanks, you've never bullied a rookie before. With a shawl waving, sharp eyebrows, and a red dragon tattooed on his neck, Brother Longwin shook his head puzzled. Shanks, tell me, what happened? With a long knife on his shoulder, the braided brother with light blonde hair tied in a small braid asked. You may not believe it when you tell it. That newcomer literally floated into the sky. Oh no, into outer space. The red-haired Shanks said seriously. Oh, everyone raised their eyebrows. The new guy, how is this possible? He was so frightened by your arrogance, boss, that he almost p****d off. What kind of floating method is he? Let's hear it, come and listen, haha. A group of senior cadres are all in high spirits. For Shanks' discourse, they will have no doubts. Now that Shanks says there's a problem with the rookie, it's almost a done deal. Could it be that all of them have lost their eyes? That newcomer was actually something of a big deal. Like the man they found in Sabaody 10 years ago and is now their mate. Advertisement. The redhead Shanks smiled enigmatically. Let's talk about it together when Lu and Chi Yu come over. The voice fell. Boss, Reiziru, a fat man, came lightly. Lu, it's just in time. Hey, where's Chi Yu? Shanks froze for a moment. Deputy Chi is fighting for wine with someone right now. He said he would come after he won. Lacey Rudao. That guy, it started again. There is really no way to get him. Redhead Shanks shook his head. Ha ha ha, this is Deputy Chi. I'm lazier than anyone else on weekdays, but I'm excited when the banquet starts. By the way, there is still the time period from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Tisk tisk, how arrogant, nah. Usopp laughed. But this happens to be very compatible with us. Because we all like banquets the most. Lacey Rudao. That guy Chi Yu, is that like a banquet? He just wants to find someone to do chores for him by playing field boxing. The cool-tempered Lao Jin gritted his teeth. Yeah. Hoo. The old ape brother, the great ape too, agreed. How many people has that guy Chi Yu won to do his laundry so far? This team is already lined up for next year. Even Shanks washed his underwear. Braids with red rubber bands in their braids are aggrieved. Ahahaha, there is no need to mention the past, no need to mention it. Will you bet and admit defeat? Redhead Shanks waved his hand. Okay, let's change a topic. Don't wait on Chi Yu's side. Redhead Shanks waved his hand. All the senior cadres looked solemn and waited for the next article. It's just, well, forget it. Redhead Shanks is a little hard to talk about. Let the newcomers confess later. The senior cadres of the red group looked at each other in blank dismay. Although I don't know why my captain is abnormally targeting a newcomer. But in line with the trust in the captain and the best friend of many years. They nodded anyway. All the cadres acted decisively. Just do it. When is action? Chapter 4 Red Hair. I lost it. I really caught the wrong person. Advertisement. Call. Bright moonlight falls on the sand. Putting on dry new trousers, the Star of Locke strolled leisurely on the beach. I just feel that the whole person is cheerful. Maybe it was my illusion before. Red Hair Pirate still has good reviews. Then, let's go back. The Star of Locke nodded. At this time, swish. A series of 8 figures suddenly flashed. Stopped in front of the newcomer. FK. Cadres, is there, what's the matter? The newcomer Locke Star's heart that had just been relaxed suddenly lifted again. He looked at everyone tremblingly. Tap. Footsteps came. Redhead Shanks appeared in front of newcomer Locke Star, smiling benignly. Oops, I'm going to be eaten. Eat. Star Locke only felt that his head was buzzing. Hey. Ha. Sorry, rookie. This is the captain. Oh no, this is a special etiquette for welcoming newcomers. The old ape brother, the dragon pattern brother, the old lion and the braid brother raised the completely frightened Locke Star in the Aruba pose. Although I don't know what the intention of my own Captain Shanks is. They believed in Shanks 10,000%, but they still didn't ask anything. 1 2 3. Crash. Freshman Locke Star was thrown high. Then it fell heavily into the sea. Gurg. A few bubbles appeared on the surface of the sea. Then there was no more movement. Ahahaha, it's exactly as I expected. Shanks laughed confidently. Advertisement. Only if the rookie is drowning due to devil fruit's side effects. Little did they know that the Star of Locke just didn't react for a while, and went into the sea in a state of bewilderment. Could that guy be a landlubber, can't swim? Aren't we kidding too much? All the cadres couldn't help murmuring. Ahahaha, it's almost there. Go, newcomer, get it. The red-haired Shanks laughed and rolled up his sleeves, ready to go into the sea himself. However, crash. There was a big splash on the sea. Newcomer Locke Star emerges from the water, where there is the slightest appearance of drowning. What, so you can swim? I thought you were a landlubber, but suddenly you sank, and there was no movement. Usopp and Reiziru breathed a sigh of relief. Newcomer Locke Star wants to cry but has no tears. I thought to myself, wasn't I still in a daze before? Suddenly the captain and cadres came. Without any explanation, he was about to throw him into the sea to feed the sea kings. Don't be afraid to change anyone. I caught some fresh ingredients in the sea, do you want to try it? Rookie Star Locke sent 2 senior marine fish out of the water and wobbled. As a newcomer to the red group, he is under a lot of pressure now. This is the only way to please the seniors. I hope that I can exchange 2 fish for my own not to be eaten. Let me poke. Rookie, you are not capable. Finally, shocked and dazed, the red-haired Shanks of the 4 emperors came back to his senses. His eyes widened, incredible written all over his face. It was as if he saw the strangest scene in the world. Captain, what are you talking about? How could I be a capable person? The Star of Locke, who was yelled at by the red hair, leaked sideways again. Advertisement. Fortunately, this time in the sea, no one will find out. I lost. Shanks reacted when he saw that the Star of Locke was not cursed by the sea. Really caught the wrong person. This moment. 4 emperors red-haired Shanks is completely stupid. Shanks. Boss. What's going on today, boss? Why do you have to have trouble with a newcomer? He is not such a person. Usopp and other senior cadres also murmured. I am completely puzzled by Shanks' abnormality. Yeah. If you don't come to the banquet at night, what are you doing here? Bright moonlight shines on the sandy beach. A handsome young man with black hair and white clothes walked slowly on the crystal sandy beach. Chi Yu, Deputy Chi, everyone greeted one after another. Chi Yu yawned lazily. The line of sight randomly swept across the field. Look at the newcomer who was almost crying. Look at the gathered cadres again. He probably already understood. Chi Yu, not waiting for red-haired Shanks to speak. That familiar voice rang out. Open black lens bracket. What am I? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Wow, Shanks, you be asterisk 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 D, you don't drink good wine, and you put this on to bully newcomers. Close black lens bracket. I didn't expect you to be this kind of person, I misread you. Besides, what's the fun in bullying newcomers? It's better to fight me for 300 rounds, and then help me wash my clothes. Red hair. This time it was really the wrong person. Chapter 5 4 Emperor's Redhead going crazy. Are you stupid to drink fake wine? Advertisement. Without any precautions. No worries at all. You just show up. In my world. Surprise me. 4 Emperor's Redhead Shanks took a deep breath. A look of grief and indignation and nothing to love. After discovering that newcomer Locke's star isn't cursed by the sea, the Redhead Shanks knows. I caught the wrong person. The voice that has been appearing in his heart does not belong to the newcomer, but someone else. He has always vowed that the Locke star is the black hand behind his voice. Result. The truth is so unexpected. Since just now, he has been silently complaining about him behind his back, and the true prisoner who arranged him was the best brother who was born and died with him. Redhead Shanks is now 10,000% sure. The bamboo shoots that passed into his ears were all the voices of the black-haired and white-clothed young man not far away. What's wrong, Shanks? Look at me like that. Chi Yu grinned unconsciously. He was at a loss for what to do with the straight gaze of red-haired Shanks. He suddenly thought of the amazing secret he discovered not long ago. Shanks, this be asterisk 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 D, shouldn't he be really bent? Close black lens bracket. No. He can't really be interested in me. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Oh shit. I have already said that a few female crew members must be recruited on the ship to make them look good. Close black lens bracket. You must listen, it's all right now, bend over. Close black lens bracket. Wow hearing the red-haired Shanks from Chi Yu's choreography again finally freaked out. Shanks, what the hell is going on today? Senior cadres such as Beckman and Raziru were all suspicious. The frantic red-haired Shanks didn't question Chi Yu immediately. Before that, he had to apologize to the newcomers who were scared to pee by him. When you do something wrong, you should stand at attention and apologize. This is his principle. Redhead Shanks turned. In 3 or 2 steps, he came to the newcomer Locke Star. Feel sorry. He stretched out his single arm and hugged the frightened newcomer, Star Locke. I'm really sorry, Star Locke, because of some of my misjudgments, I left you with some bad memories. Shanks sincerely apologizes. This. Hearing Captain Shanks' apology, newcomer Locke Star was flattered and overwhelmed. A moment of carelessness. His side light slipped again under the slap of Shanks' big hand. Fortunately, he just came out of the sea, and his pants were already wet. Tisk tut. Open black lens bracket. Shanks, I really didn't see it. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. You have thick eyebrows and big eyes, and you have quite a strong taste. Close black lens bracket. Forget about Beckman, even a rookie who looks so awkward. But as long as you don't find me. Close black lens bracket. Chi Yu couldn't help but click his tongue in amazement. Next second, a sharp gaze suddenly fell on him. Apologies to the new guy. Shanks turned again, walking like a tiger. Finally stood in front of Chi Yu. He has always been the most carefree, even if he was shot in the head with a wine bottle by a bandit, he can laugh it off, but now he is gnashing his teeth. The grief and indignation in my heart could not be calmed down. He, Shanks, what are you doing? The corner of Chi Yu's mouth curled up. Stepping quietly and taking half a step back to distance Shanks. Snapped. A large hand fell on his shoulder. Chi Yu's eyelids twitched suddenly. Open black lens bracket. I stamped close black lens bracket. If you dare to touch me, believe it or not, I will KO you. Open black lens bracket. Even in front of newcomers, I will never save you any face. Close black lens bracket. Chi Yu, it's time for us to have a good conversation. Shanks said with a half smile. If it wasn't for Chi Yu's heartfelt voice being suddenly heard today. He doesn't know. Good guy. Chi Yu, who used to be taciturn and too lazy to talk, has so much inner drama. Simply a showman. If only that's the case. The thing that bothers red-haired Shanks the most is Chi Yu's wanton arrangement of him. It's nothing more than a naive laugh, thick skin and so on. He even doubted his orientation. Only this is absolutely unbearable. He also has a girl he likes. Shanks, something is wrong with you today. Could it be drinking fake wine? Chi Yu asked seriously. Open black lens bracket. Communicate with. Talk shit. Close black lens bracket. This be asterisk 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 D really has his eye on me. Close black lens bracket. After holding back for so many years, I finally couldn't help it. Close black lens bracket. But it's my fault, who made me so handsome. Close black lens bracket. Hey. Shanks laughed and panted. The expression on his face was wonderful. He decided not to delay. To make it all clear. Otherwise, Chi-Yu will make up for it. If you accidentally spread it in the banquet. Advertisement. Then he would really be yellow mud falling off his crotch. It's not shit, it's shit. Chi-Yu, Shanks just wanted to explain the whole story succinctly. But the words just came to my lips. Boom. His mind went blank for no apparent reason. The words that come to the mouth disappear. If you repeat it several times, you will not understand why after a long time. At every critical moment, a mysterious force strangled his throat. Prevent him from revealing the secret that he can hear Chi-Yu's voice. In such a strange situation, even Shanks, who was the Emperor of the Sea, couldn't help being dumbfounded and shocked. Beads of sweat oozed from his forehead. It was urgent because I couldn't speak. Shanks, don't let this be yours. What do you want to say? You should say it quickly. If you don't tell me, how will we know? Chi-Yu asked seriously. Open black lens bracket. Hurry up, he's in a hurry. Close black lens bracket. Although I don't know what these two guys are anxious about. Wow, Shanks broke down and screamed. What am I in a hurry for? You don't know in your heart. I'm wrong. Newcomer Locke Star is no actor. Chi-Yu, you are the real actor. It's time to put this show on hold. You are trying to s me off so that you can inherit my throne. Shanks, boss, Shanks, what the hell happened to you today? Finally, Reiziru, Usopp and others couldn't stand it anymore. I am very puzzled by the abnormality of the usually wise and calm captain. Everyone, according to my guess, there is a high probability that Shanks drank fake wine and lost his mind. Chi-Yu speculated seriously. Aha, this is not good. Deputy Chi, are you serious? Except for Beckman, all the high-ranking officials of the Red Group couldn't help being anxious. That's still false. This is my intuition as a candidate for the ship's doctor. Come on, come and give me a hand. Bring Shanks back to the boat. Give him 2 shots to wake him up. Chapter 6 Deputy Captain Chi-Yu is such a good man. Wise Beckman. Advertisement. Ahahaha. You guys, let me go. I'm not sick. I didn't drink fake wine. The red-haired Shanks of the 4 emperors, who was carried on his head by 8 senior cadres, screamed and struggled. Boss, calm down. I'll take you to the ship's doctor right away. Yeah, Shanks, it'll be fine after the shot. Damn it, who didn't check it properly? Let fake wine get in. Even Shanks has been affected so far. What kind of fake wine is that? Lao Jin, Lao Yuan, Brother Long Wen and other senior cadres of the Red League all looked solemn. I already believed Chi-Yu's theory that fake alcohol harms people. It is believed that Shanks was so abnormal because he drank fake alcohol. It's really thanks to Deputy Chi this time. Otherwise we really wouldn't be able to see that the boss was affected by fake wine. Reiziru and Usopp couldn't help but click their tongues in admiration. Shanks, recover quickly. I'll wait for you to drink together. Chi-Yu smiled and waved. Until watching Shanks and his party return to Red Force. Only then did Chi-Yu look away, and turn to look at Beckman. What's up, Ben, looking at me like that? Chi-Yu smiled and greeted the second mate, Beckman. Chi-Yu, Shanks, is he really affected by fake wine? Beckman couldn't help asking. As one of the smartest strategists in the pirate world, Beckman has always been able to see many points that ordinary people cannot perceive. For example, the source of Shanks' anomaly before should be Chi-Yu. For Beckman's question, Chi-Yu just shrugged. Honestly, I don't understand, maybe Shanks took some medicine today. In the final analysis, the fake wine theory is just his personal guess. The reason why my good brother Shanks is so abnormal today. Chi-Yu himself was also confused, completely confused. Beckman looked at Chi-Yu without blinking. In the end, he just laughed and shook his head. He and Shanks have been close friends for many years. Same. He and Chi-Yu have also been brothers for 10 years. Did Chi-Yu lie? He knew it at a glance. Look at Chi-Yu's expression at this moment. Beckman knew, but Chi-Yu really didn't know. Looks like I'll have to ask Shanks to find out why. Beckman nodded. Yeah, what a careless captain. Chi-Yu shook his head helplessly. Advertisement. Beckman, then Shanks will be in your care. I'll go back to Nguyen Field first. Okay. Beckman nodded. As the 2 mates of the Red Hair Pirates. In the absence of the Captain Red Hair. As the ship's officers, they naturally have to provoke the leader. Hey, newcomers over there, come together, I'll show you some fun. Chi-Yu waved to the newcomer Locke Star who was squatting on the shore in a daze. Yes, Vice Captain Chi-Yu. Star Locke was shocked and finally came back to his senses. Looking at Chi-Yu, his eyes light up slightly. Everything today is so terrible for him. The captain and cadres are all so impermanent. Only Vice Captain Chi-Yu is a good guy at first glance. From now on, I must hang out with Vice Captain Chi-Yu. The Star of Locke thought so moved he didn't know that all his suffering today was caused by Chi-Yu. Ever since one night's work, the Star of the Rookie Locke has lost all his pants left. I had to contract Chi-Yu's room cleaning for the next year. Early morning. The sun is rising. The feasting on the island's shores continues. This moment, Red Force Infirmary. The red-haired Shanks of the 4 emperors, who played drips all night, leaned against the wall with a lifeless face. Ben Beckman was leaning against the window, smoking quietly. Shanks, I probably understand what you mean. Beckman exhaled a large smoke ring. In other words, it's not that you don't want to say what happened last night, but that you can't, or more precisely, you can't say it. Beckman, I knew it, you must be able to understand my difficulties. The red-haired Shanks's eyes that had lost their brightness suddenly lit up, and he nodded excitedly like a chicken pecking at rice. His current mood is that of a dumb man eating cactus, and he can't tell the pain. There is a big secret in my heart, but I can't tell it, and I can't find anyone to share it with. Naturally, the taste is not good. It's like suffocating a person. Call. Then the truth seems to have come out. Beckman let out a sigh of relief, a wise light flashed in his eyes. When we don't know, no, not even Chi Yu himself knows. He seems to have awakened some strange ability. Beckman said firmly. Advertisement. Aha, Shanks froze. From last night to now, he always thought it was Chi Yu deliberately playing tricks on him. As a result, I heard what Beckman said. Chi Yu himself didn't know that his voice would be heard by him. In other words, it was not intentional to anger him or arrange him. But his own natural thoughts. If so, damn, the red-haired Shanks felt more and more wronged. Unexpectedly, Chi Yu's bushy eyebrows and big eyes have been making secret arrangements for him all the time. There is no respect for him as a captain. Take the bamboo shoots. No wonder there are no bamboo shoots on many islands I go to. All the bamboo shoots of love have been snatched. Beckman, why don't you talk to Chi Yu and remind him to pay attention? I don't want to. Speaking of which, Shanks the redhead got stuck again. The words, listen to the heart, can't come out. Knowing that Shanks was also Beckman, his hand trembling while pinching his cigarette. Good moment. Call. Beckman sighed wistfully. Farewell, Shanks. If the influence of that strange ability expands, right now, I can only wrong you first. Although I don't know what Shanks went through, Beckman definitely doesn't want to experience any weird ability torture. The lessons of the past are still vivid in my mind. He clearly remembered 7 years ago. Chi Yu, who had been salting fish on the boat for 3 years, suddenly changed his nature and said he wanted to practice spiritual practice. It is still necessary to forge the body with the help of thunder and lightning in thunderstorms. No matter how much they persuade, Chi Yu always insisted. Everyone had no choice but to satisfy his request. However, the final result was not expected by anyone. Chi Yu, who said he wanted to practice with the help of lightning, was not struck by lightning. On the contrary, they hid in the safe area and watched the show, and they were hacked enough. Not even a lightning rod would work. Until later. Chi Yu accidentally slipped the tongue at the banquet. People just know. That was another strange ability that Chi Yu suddenly awakened. Passive 3 its name, Thunder's Favor. Chapter 7 Passive 2 The Arrogant Sun. Advertisement. Pirates never tire of their banquets. It lasted a day and a night. The hilarious feast of the red hair pirates continues. Come, there are 3 more glasses after drinking this one. Drunk newcomer Lock Star drunken yelling. Until I can't drink anymore. He finally hiccuped, found a shady place to sit down, and prepared to rest for a while. Except for the abnormal captains, Vice Captain Chi Yu and everyone are good people. The star of the newcomer Lock still sighed with emotion. By the way, where is Vice Captain Chi Yu? I haven't seen it since just now. Could it be time to go to bed? It's only 12 o'clock, no way. How can you waste precious banquet time on sleeping? Star Lock nodded earnestly. He straightened up and scrambled back to the upper deck of the Red Force. The captain's quarters that once belonged to the red-haired Shanks. It has also been won by Chi Yu now. Dang. Deputy Chi, are you sleeping? Now it's a banquet, how can you come to sleep alone? Lock Star rode. Well, 2 hours have passed so quickly. A deep and magnetic voice came from the room. I see, keep drinking. In the room, Chi Yu got up. Haha, then I'll go back and prepare some fine wine for Deputy Chi. Unexpectedly, the star of Lock who gave Chi Yu such a face was suddenly overjoyed. He hurriedly returned to the coastal banquet hall. Start preparing wine and barbecue. Hi, rookie, why are you so happy? Usopp burps. Ha, Mr. Usopp, I woke up Deputy Chi who was secretly sleeping. How can I let Deputy Chi go to sleep alone, ha. The star of Lock laughed smugly. However, the people who heard his words. Even senior cadres like Reiziru and Usopp changed their expressions at this moment. Haha, what's wrong? Star Lock was puzzled. Don't ask, what time is it? Reiziru was anxious. It should be around exactly 12 o'clock. Star Lock rubbed the back of his head, confused. Damn it, advertisement. Oops, that arrogant man is about to appear. 12 o'clock in the noon is the ultimate arrogance. Reiziru and other red group elders all stared wide-eyed in shock. Everyone, what's the matter with you? The arrogant man refers to. Before the voice of Star Lock's question fell, only a loud bang was heard. The great coast trembled. A tall shadow enveloped and fell. Along with it, there was also a domineering aura of being the only one in the world. Rookie, how dare you wake me up at 12 o'clock in the noon, how brave you are. Chi Yu grinned and spoke in a deep voice. Star Lock turned his head mechanically. Looking at the tall figure with muscles like horned dragon suddenly appearing behind him. After a while, his pupils suddenly constricted. He has already recognized the identity of this macho man who has changed greatly. Who else would it be if it wasn't Chi Yu? It's just that the Chi Yu who appeared in front of him now is more than twice as tall as usual. The aura around him was even more frightening, exuding an unparalleled arrogance. It's completely different from the usual gentleness. Out. Appeared. The arrogant son. Deputy Chi's arrogant form has appeared. This is caused by you, newcomer. Let's experience the domination from arrogance. All the elders of the red group shouted in unison. Arrogant form. Without waiting for the Star of Luck to ask. Next second, he was picked up by Chi Yu like a little chick. Here comes the wine. From now on, this banquet is at my disposal. All of you, none of you are allowed to run. Chi Yu arrogantly ordered the audience. The senior cadres including Lao Jin and brother Long Wen couldn't help but keep silent. At the same time, Red Force Infirmary. It's finally over. Red-haired Shanks sees the bottom line. The sadness, indignation and depression have also been cleaned up. He tore off the bottle by himself. Advertisement. Ahahaha, I haven't participated in the banquet properly from yesterday to now, let's enjoy it now. The red-haired Shanks smiled foolishly. After walking a few steps, he suddenly realized that Beckman was still not moving. What's the matter, Beckman, don't you want to go? Redhead Shanks was puzzled. No, nothing, I want to be quiet for a while, you go first. Beckman waved. Ahahaha, then I'll take a step first. Redhead Shanks strides out, however, only 10 seconds later. Snapped. Shanks sprinted back to the infirmary like a rocket. Damn, who on earth woke up Chi Yu at 12 o'clock in the noon? Redhead Shanks gasped. It's the new guy, Beckman said. Beckman, you obviously noticed it, why didn't you say it? Shanks looked at Beckman resentfully. Call. Beckman didn't say anything, just let out a smoke ring with a sad face. If Shanks is captured by Chi Yu in his arrogant form, he is safer here. Years of getting along. The old folks at Red Hair Pirates have come up with a theorem. That is absolutely not to have a banquet with the arrogant form Chi Yu. Because he will be beaten to pieces by his arrogance. From 11 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock in the afternoon is Chi Yu's arrogant form time. During this time period, Chi Yu, who is exposed to direct sunlight, will undergo earth-shaking changes both in body shape and personality. At the same time, the combat power also doubled. From 11 o'clock to noon, it will be strengthened step by step. At 12 noon, it reached its peak. It gradually weakens from 12 to 13 o'clock. And this arrogance at 12 o'clock at noon is also Chi Yu's ability to awaken. Passive 2 its name, Arrogant Son. Chapter 8A lottery was drawn. A fruit of face. Advertisement. 10 years ago, the islands of Sabaody ushered in an alien visitor. His name is Chi Yu. Newcomer. Realizing that this is Chi Yu from One Piece World, I was a little panicked to be honest. Luckily he awakened his own system cheat. It's just that the system is more personal. The beginning is to tell him to find a reliable pirate group to lie down and become stronger. After accepting this setting, Chi Yu had to start looking for a pirate group that could take him down. After all, he was a newcomer at that time, so it can be said that he had no skills. If one is not very good, didn't pick a good team. I'm afraid I'm going to die in a second. Chi Yu's entanglement didn't last long. Because he saw a pirate flag flying a double knife flag in the port. How can Chi Yu, who is a traverser, not know whose flag it is? It was the team of future 4 Emperors Redhead Shanks. Without the slightest hesitation, Chi Yudang even decided to join the red-haired bandit. First, the redheads are strong enough to keep him safe in New World. Second, he also knew everything about the redheads. I know that this team is very casual and free. Once a partner, it is a lifelong partner. This is the best thief ship for Chi Yu to lie flat and become stronger. No surprises. The red-haired Shanks, who was reminiscing with Rayleigh at the time, readily agreed to let Chi Yu aboard. After that, no matter how lazy Chi Yu was, he didn't drive him away. It was in such a relaxed environment that Chi Yu gradually became stronger. Certainly, the function of his system is not so convenient that he can increase his strength and physique while lying down. After all, I still have to move. For example, pick up the attributes dropped by the strong members of the red group during training and battles. Whether it's cooking, medicine, navigation, or strength, agility, speed, and swordsmanship, all of them can be randomly dropped and picked up immediately, becoming Chi Yu's strength. In addition, even knowledge colors, armed colors and even conqueror's hockey are dropped. In the eyes of everyone in the Red Tuan, Chi Yu has been slacking off and not practicing. Little did he know that he had evolved from an ordinary person to a strong person in just 2 years by relying on the attributes of picking up bonuses. In addition to lying down and picking up attributes to become stronger. Chi Yu has another way to become stronger. That is the system's annual passive ability awakening. First year with Red Hair Pirates. One of Chi Yu's awakening passives, King's Majesty. The second year, awakening passive 2 the Arrogant Son. The third year, passive 3 the Favor of the Thunder. The man who is favored by the thunder will not be struck by the lightning, and can even use the power of the thunder for his own use. It does not produce lightning, but it can be used as a porter of lightning. Advertisement. Fourth year. Until this year. 10th year with the Red Hair Pirates. Chi Yu's passive 10th is also finally awakening. It was the telepathy that Shanks experienced for the first time last night. It's just the awakening of the passive 10. Even Chi Yu himself didn't notice it. This moment, still in his arrogance mode, he is teaching rookie star Locke one of the most impressive lessons of his life. Tell him never to wake Chi Yu up at 12 noon in the future. The sun is setting. The Red Hair Pirates banquet, which lasted for 2 days and 1 night, came to an end. It was originally planned. There should still be a banquet tomorrow. It's just that the plan can't keep up with the changes. Because the newcomer Lock Star awakened the arrogant form Chiyu's sake. The wine prepared for the banquet has been exhausted. It also takes a little time to heal the minds and bodies of the Red Tuan people who are dominated by Chiyu's arrogant posture. The banquet had to end early. As the captain of the Redheads, the red-haired Shanks, who loves parties most, misses the party gorgeously. Want to cry but have no tears. Late at night. The red-haired Shanks of 4 emperors who had experienced a nightmare, drank alone with a melancholy face. Eat and drink enough. Redhead Shanks gets ready to rest. However, open black lens bracket what close black lens bracket. Chiyu's startled sound suddenly exploded in his mind. Shocked, the red-haired Shanks shuddered and went straight to half-life. Again. This moment, howls for the red-haired Shanks. Chiyu is ignorant. Looking through the system panel in the room, he suddenly found something. Open black lens bracket what close black lens bracket. Passive 10. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket when exactly. Close black lens bracket. Speaking of which, why didn't the system remind me? Close black lens bracket. Furthermore, what is this passive ability? Close black lens bracket. What a little introduction. Close black lens bracket. There is only one system progress bar-like thing. Close black lens bracket. It's so strange. Close black lens bracket. Chiyu thought to himself. Advertisement. At the same time, the redhead of the adjacent redhead is freaking out again. Because this time he heard Chiyu's inner voice was full of beep beep silences. Open black lens bracket what close black lens bracket. Beep beep beep. Open black lens bracket when exactly. Close black lens bracket. In other words, why don't beep beep me? Close black lens bracket. Furthermore, what is this beep? Close black lens bracket. What a little introduction. Close black lens bracket. There is only one beeping thing. Close black lens bracket. It's so strange. Close black lens bracket. Redhead Shanks. I'm at %. Can anyone tell me what this beep beep is? So curious. I really want to know. But can't say it. The red-haired Shanks was going crazy with an unprecedented curiosity. Just when the redhead was going crazy, Chiyu was startled to realize that the progress bar-like thing was moving fast, and it was about to be full. This is really exciting. It seems that it's almost time to wake up after sleeping. Chiyu said to himself expectantly. Even if it is a rest. Early the next morning, when Chiyu woke up, he couldn't wait to call up the system panel to check the mysterious progress bar of passive 10. As predicted, already full. The price is that the red hair stayed up all night, and the red hair was all over the floor. Of course, Chiyu didn't know about it. All his attention is drawn to the progress bar. Open black lens bracket ding close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket get a lucky draw chance close black lens bracket. The system prompt sounds. Chiyu also finally knew the purpose of the progress bar. There will be a lottery when it is full. This feeling is good. The progress bar that can walk by itself is really convenient. This is the rhythm of drawing prizes once a day. Chiyu rubbed his hands excitedly. Immediately choose the lottery without hesitation. Blinding light shines. Open black lens bracket ding close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket congratulations on getting the face fruit without side effects close black lens bracket. No side effects. No curse from the sea, no fruit conflict. Chiyu. Chapter 9 Ace and Blackbeard. Send the top fruit for red. Advertisement. It was another peaceful morning. Morning light. A thin layer of mist enveloped the forest. Yo, Shanks, what's wrong with you? Ben Beckman raised his eyebrows at the end of his morning workout. Look at Redhead Shanks' thick dark circles. He knew that some unknown and difficult incident probably happened last night. Forget it, I thought I could. Hey, what a crime. Redhead Shanks sighed. Okay, just bear with it. Beckman grinned reassuringly. Red-haired Shanks' mouth pouted half a foot long. There was no usual cheerful smile on his face. He looked at Beckman anxiously. Nothing was said, but the meaning is obvious. This is to let the clever Beckman help him with a trick. Ha ha ha. Beckman laughed and shook his head. Don't think too much for now, let's talk about other things to change our mood. Beckman said as he took off the intelligence document pinned to his waist. Redhead Shanks' pupils shrunk. This is. Sure enough, something happened inside the Whitebeard pirates. The former captain of the 2nd Division, Blackbeard Teach, killed the captain of the 4th Division, Sage, and defected. Ace, the captain of the 2nd team, is now in pursuit. Shanks, I have a premonition. This incident may be just the fuse, and it will eventually evolve into an irreparable and terrible result. Beckman spoke solemnly, with worry written in his brows and eyes. Blackbeard Marshal D. Teach. The red-haired Shanks subconsciously landed on the scar of his eye with his right hand. The 3 scars over his eyes were from Blackbeard's claws. Even if it was many years ago. But it can leave scars on a strong man like him. It can be seen that Blackbeard is not simple. Shanks, you've seen this guy a long time ago, the Blackbeard. Beckman raised an eyebrow. What? This guy is indeed a monster. A tinge of nostalgia crept across Shanks' face. Advertisement. He thought of the past 25 years ago. The Roger pirates met the Whitebeard pirates on an island in the New World. The two sides launched a death struggle that lasted 3 days and 3 nights. Although it was 3 days and 3 nights. However, at night, everyone had a tacit truce to recharge their spirits. But there is only one exception. From my best friend Buggy, who was also an intern at the time. Redhead Shanks learns that Blackbeard never sleeps. Simply inhuman. Beckman looked a little serious. Shanks, looking at your expression, it seems that if Ace and Blackbeard meet, the chances of both sides will win. Ace will lose. The red-haired Shanks spoke firmly. This must not be allowed to happen. Ace is a man that Whitebeard values. If something goes wrong, the peace of the world will be broken. Besides, Ace is Luffy's big brother, our friend, something must be done. Shanks' gaze deepened. Having said that, Ace is still a member of the Whitebeard pirates. From our position, there is no way to ask Ace to do anything. Beckman spread his hands. Then let Whitebeard recall Ace himself. I'll write a letter and get someone to deliver it to Whitebeard. The redhead said solemnly. Then who is going to let it go? Beckman raised an eyebrow. Occasionally let the newcomers experience the experience, so as not to be too proud and arrogant in the future. The red-haired Shanks smiled. He already had a candidate. Well, there is more. Beckman sees through Shanks' tricks. Certainly. If only newcomers are allowed to go, it will be bad if something goes wrong on the way. An old man is still needed to take care of it here. As for the candidate. Shanks rolled his eyeballs. At this time. Yo, Shanks, Beckman, what a leisurely early morning. A lazy greeting came. Open black lens bracket, hey hey, close black lens bracket. I don't know what kind of expression Shanks will have when he knows the surprise I want to give him. It must be very exciting. The smile on Redhead Shanks' face collapsed. But the next second, advertisement. When he heard from Chi Yu's heart that he had prepared a surprise. Shanks couldn't help but move. I was hurt by the voice of this bad friend for several days. This time I finally heard the good news. I don't know what surprise is planned. Shanks' eyes light up. Open black lens bracket, when this girl sees me, her eyes light up, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, could it be that you haven't given up on me yet, close black lens bracket. The red-haired Shanks turned black. Haha, Shanks, Beckman, guess what I just picked up while walking on the coast? Chi Yu mysteriously took out a box from behind. Before they can guess, the answer is announced. Devil fruit. Chi Yu lifted the cover. A devil fruit with a unique shape, or it can be said to be wonderful, appeared in front of Shanks and the two of them. Is it really devil fruit? Chi Yu, you are lucky. Shanks said. That's right, I'm a man with a lucky X. Chi Yu spoke with pride. But the shape of this devil fruit is really unique. I've never seen anything like a piece of paper. Beckman carefully picked up the long devil fruit, thoughtfully. This shape should not have been published in the atlas, and it is an unknown ability. Chi Yu smiled slightly. How about it, Shanks, do you want to try it? Ha ha, I'll forget it, or you should ask other people to see if anyone wants to eat. If you don't have one, just put it away first, and you can make a move in the future. Shanks laughed. I can't help but feel a little moved in my heart. After all, they are still brothers. Although the bamboo shoots are a little bit darker. But when there are good things, he will be the first to think of him. How can this work? Chi Yu stared blankly. Open black lens bracket, this devil fruit is only suitable for you, close black lens bracket. Red hair. Chapter 10. The red hair is shaking with anger. Go to Baituan to deliver the letter. Advertisement. Chi Yu, look at your expression, do you know what ability this is? Asked Beckman. Okay. With deep eyes, Chi Yu nodded solemnly. Oh, both Shanks and Beckman were in high spirits. I saw the record in an ancient book, so I know the ability of this strangely shaped devil fruit. Chi Yu spoke nonsense. What is it? Shanks urged. This is the face fruit of Paramesha. Chi Yu revealed this shocking fact. The arena was silent. After a while, aha, the scream of red-haired Shanks stirred up a flock of birds. What are you doing? Let's just make fun of me. Returning face. How can there be such a ridiculous ability in this world? Redhead Shanks laughed. The world is so big, there are so many wonders, Shanks. Chi Yu said that the old god is here. At the end, I added a sentence in my heart. Open black lens bracket, aren't you already a fruit of face ability? Close black lens bracket. Red hair. Shock. It turns out that I can. Bah, what the hell is going on here? Redhead Shanks is dumbfounded. Hey, Shanks, don't believe me. This is most likely the fruit of saving face. After eating, everyone will give you face. Chi Yu said seriously. Open black lens bracket, eat and eat quickly, close black lens bracket. After eating, your face will be improved to a higher level. Red hair. Feelings are fooling him into eating the fruit. Fortunately, I was so moved before. Sure enough, the guy cut it open, and it was all black inside. Anyway, resolutely don't eat it. Do not eat anything. The atmosphere in the venue couldn't help but froze. Haha, let's put it aside until we find out the true ability of this fruit. Beckman made a haha and stepped forward to smooth things over. Chi Yu pursed her lips, lacking in interest. Advertisement. Yeah. Open black lens bracket, I thought I could see the real fruit of face ability, close black lens bracket. Sure enough, I can only secretly put it in Shanks' wine in the future. Red hair. Can I still drink happily in the future? Help, my brother wants to put medicine in my wine. Wait online. Urgent. Haha. Let's not talk about this for now. Having said that, Chi Yu, you should also read this. Beckman changed the subject. Pass the information document to Chi Yu. Okay. Chi Yu frowned slightly. Whitebeard's ace boy and that Blackbeard who never leaked. If they match, the ace boy will probably lose. Chi Yu spoke casually. Me and Shanks feel the same way. Beckman nodded. So I decided to send a messenger to Whitebeard. The red-haired Shanks looked a little solemn. So you want the newcomer to send it? Chi Yu said without thinking. How do you know? The redhead was taken aback. Chi Yu rolled his eyes. Open black lens bracket. It's useless for you to think of me as One Piece for 1,000 episodes. Close black lens bracket. What the red hair heard. Open black lens bracket. UF asterisk 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 G treat me as beep 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 for nothing. Close black lens bracket. I lost it. Come again. What is this mysterious beep? After finally being able to hear useful information, you silenced me. Feelings let me listen to you. Let me worry about it. The red-haired Shanks was shaking coldly. He deeply felt the malice originating from Chi Yu's strange voice ability. Quickly, Redhead's exhortation letter to Whitebeard finished. The hungover newcomer Locke Star arrives half asleep. Star Locke, I have a task for you this time. The red-haired Shanks spoke solemnly. Task. Star Locke shuddered and woke up immediately. Guaranteed to complete the task. Advertisement. Speaking of the boss, what kind of mission is it? He asked weakly. Nothing. I just sent you to deliver a message to the Whitebeard pirates. If the letter is delivered, the task will be completed. Shanks said casually. Alas, Whitebeard pirates. Star Locke was startled. There was no way he wasn't aware of Whitebeard's reputation. Ahahaha, don't be nervous. Shanks tapped the Star of Locke on the shoulder. After you get there, you only need to report my name, and I believe Whitebeard will definitely give me face. Shanks said himself. Open black lens bracket. You can pull it down. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. That's it. Whitebeard didn't just rip and rip. Close black lens bracket. After a while, everyone will be torn apart and sink into the sea. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. If you had eaten the face fruit ability, it might be different. Close black lens bracket. Redhead. No, resolutely do not eat. Boss, is it really okay? Can I really make Whitebeard look good? Star Locke asked naively. Ahahaha, no problem, no problem. Besides, there is Chi Yu following this time, helping you sit in charge. There's nothing to worry about. The red-haired Shanks said, pointing to Chi Yu. Really? Is Deputy Chi coming too? That's great. With Deputy Chi here, there is really nothing to be afraid of. Star Locke yelled excitedly. Okay. Shanks nodded happily. He and Chi Yu had already made an agreement before. Shanks couldn't bear to be bothered by Chi Yu's voice. I want to drive him away and cleanse him for 2 days. Same. Chi Yu's anomaly for Shanks these 2 days. Especially the change of orientation in that aspect is a bit frustrating. Want to go out to avoid the limelight. The reasons for the two are different, but they hit it off. Although it feels good to lie flat on the boat, but occasionally I have to go out for a walk and be active. The Whitebeard gang has also been gone for 4 years. I have to say, I miss it. Travel just go away. Chi Yu boarded the small red force with Star Locke and headed for the territorial waters of the Whitebeard pirates. Chapter 11 5 and 7. Unforgettable hair and the power of the King of Beasts. Advertisement. Deputy Chi, have a good trip. Go and come back quickly, Vice Captain Chi Yu. We are waiting for you to come back to the banquet. Rookie, this time you are really lucky. Being able to go out with Deputy Chi to gain knowledge is the blessing of your 8 lifetimes of cultivation. Be sure to watch it carefully. Study hard. Let Deputy Chi endorse you behind your back. Not many people have such an opportunity. ... Along the coast, the red hair pirates shouted, waved and said goodbye. A small sailing ship flying the flag of the Two Swords pirates drifted away. Until watching the sailboat disappear on the other side of the sea level. Ahahaha. Redhead Shanks burst out laughing. What's wrong, boss? Fatty Raziru asked. It's nothing, I just suddenly thought of something happy. The red-haired Shanks waved his hand quickly. Hey. What joy. Speak out and let everyone share and share. Fatty Razilu and others booed curiously. The redhead just smiled and said nothing. Only Beckman knew the real reason. Chi Yu was finally sent away. Wouldn't Shanks be happy not to be affected by that weird ability anymore? Only, Shanks, although it's over at this point, is it really okay to let Chi Yu go to the Whitebeard pirates? Beckman frowned, looking worried. It's okay, no problem. What can happen? As long as we don't encounter it at noon, it will be fine. 24 hours a day, 2 hours at noon is a 1/12 probability, how can it be so easy to encounter? The red-haired Shanks said relaxed and freehand. What if? Beckman said, well, there is always a solution. Redhead Shanks smiled. Now that I am not poisoned by Chi Yu's voice. He only felt that his legs and feet became more agile, and he didn't worry anymore. The whole person is more relaxed than ever before. Little ones, get ready, the banquet is about to start again. Redhead Shanks raised his arms and shouted. He wants to make up for the banquet that he missed these 2 days. Oh, advertisement. The endless sea. A small sailboat with the flag of the Double Knife Pirates moored leisurely on the surface of the sea. Deputy Chi, we are sending an important letter to Baituan under the order of Captain Shanks. Is it really okay to be so leisurely? The shaggy-looking big guy with red hedgehog head, Lockstar couldn't help asking. It has only been half a day since I left Red Hair Pirates. Chi Yu suddenly ordered to furl the sails and stop the boat. The next step is to prepare the fishing rod and bait, and start leisurely fishing. Where is the mission here? If they just go with the flow, they don't know what year and month they will reach the Whitebeard pirates. The newcomer Lockstar was secretly anxious. Don't panic, rookie. What a shame to be frizzy. You have to know that you are now a member of the strongest pirate group in the world. Chi Yu sat on the bow of the boat, holding a fishing rod, and spoke unhurriedly. Yes, I'm so sorry. I see. Star Lock nodded obediently. Then moved a small stool, and imitated Chi Yu's appearance and began to fish patiently. Deputy Chi, I heard from everyone that you are a master at fishing. Never Air Force. Star Lock asked curiously. Okay. Chi Yu was noncommittal. With the blessing of the fifth passive, no false shots, Chi Yu's shots never miss. Similarly, when it works on fishing, it is naturally never Air Force. Just occasionally need to wait a little longer. An hour passed. The fishing rod floats still does not move. Just when the Star of Lock couldn't hold back, scratching his head. Boom. There was a thunderbolt on a sunny day. The originally clear sky suddenly turned cloudy. The sea was violently turbulent under the gust of wind. This is the Sea of New World. A second ago, it was calm and the sky was clear. Don't know what will happen next moment. Not good. Deputy Chi, something is wrong. A storm is coming. The Star of Lock widened his eyes and screamed in panic. Calm down. Based on my experience, it's not a storm, it's just a thunderstorm. Chi Yu said casually. His expression is still relaxed and freehand. Advertisement. Thunderstorm. Star Lock's eyes widened in shock. Of course he had heard of this terrible weather. From horror. Click. A bolt of lightning pierced through the sky. Smashed the sailboat's mainmast. Stay behind me honestly, rookie, if you run around, you will die. Chi Yu spoke calmly. Yes. The Star of Lock hurriedly knelt down behind Chi Yu, covering his head. All I could hear was lightning and thunder. Thunderstorms fell like rain. However, it never fell on him who was hiding behind Chi Yu. Thunderstorms come and go quickly. 5 minutes later. The clouds cleared. The sky cleared again. It's saved. The Star of Lock collapsed on the deck as if he had collapsed. Looking at the messy and scorched deck, his heart could not help but palpitate and tremble. Look at Chi Yu in front of him again. Star Lock's frightened little heartbeat suddenly calmed down. So far so good. Thanks to Deputy Chi. This life of mine belongs to Deputy Chi. Lockstar moved to think. He knew that the reason why the thunderstorm didn't reach them earlier must be something Chi Yu did. Coming. Chi Yu frowned. The fishing rod swung back sharply. The fishing rod made of special alloy is bent into a full moon. Just by looking at the arc of the fishing rod, one can tell that the guy below is definitely not small. It's just that the Star of Lock didn't think about it. The hook turned out to be a giant Sea King's. What makes the Lock Star even more unexpected is that Sea King's was pulled out of the sea by Chi Yu. The moment when he met Chi Yu's eyes. The brutal Sea Kings are honest. It was tamed by Chi Yu at a glance. This is exactly the ability Chi Yu awakened 3 years ago, the 7th year since he came to this world. Passive 7. The Power of the Beastmaster. Chapter 12 Arrogant Chi Yu. 5 Elders' expression changed in horror. Advertisement. Passive 7. The Power of the Beastmaster. No matter how ferocious the beast is, whether swimming in the sea or running on the ground. Tame with just one look. This is the absolute power of the Beastmaster who surpasses the apex of creatures. Under Chi Yu's orders, Sea Kings obediently held the boat that could not continue sailing on top of their heads and acted as a means of transportation. This is exactly the purpose of Chi Yu. An hour of hard fishing. Unfortunately, there was also a thunderstorm. Isn't it just to catch a Sea Kings to pull the boat? Compared with walking slowly all the way, finding a Sea Kings to pull the boat can definitely save more than half of the time. Chi Yu stretched himself, looking at a messy deck. One last look at the Star of Lock, who has been stunned and frozen. Newcomer, I'm going to sleep first. You can take care of the repairs of the ship first. If you can't do it, wait for me to come. Chi Yu ordered casually. 10 years, picked up through attribute abilities. Chi Yu also has a lot of experience in the way of shipbuilding. Repairing a small boat is a no-brainer. Yes. Star Lock finally came back to his senses, and hurriedly responded cautiously. Looking at Chi Yu who walked into the cabin. The face of the Lock Star could not help showing extreme admiration and excitement. Deputy Chi, you are truly a god. Time flies. It was 4 days in a flash. Sea Kings carried Chi Yu and the newcomers close to Whitebeard's territorial waters. If it is normal sailing, it takes at least 10 days. The sun is just right. The breeze is not dry. Deputy Chi. The newly renovated mast lookout. The rookie Star Lock suddenly yelled loudly. Advertisement. What's wrong? On the second deck, Chi Yu leaned leisurely on the deck chair, watching the latest news report this morning. Today's big event news comes from the superpower of the first half of the Grand Line, Alabasta. Shichibukai Lokdar's kleptocratic plot is detected and defeated by the heroic Marine Colonel Smoker. Chi Yu, who has watched 1,000 episodes of One Piece, of course knows. It was the protagonist of Destiny, the Straw Hat Crew, who really defeated K. Lokadar and saved Alabasta. Before you know it, it's already here. Looking at the 100 million reward order, Chi Yu couldn't help feeling secretly. Deputy Chi, on the observation deck, the Star of Locke was still yelling. Marine's warship is coming towards us. At this time, the hands of the clock cross the 10 o'clock range. The sun shines down. Chi Yu's figure gradually changed. The momentum of the whole body is also sublimated. From the original introvert to the current sharpness is only a moment. A mere marine is also trying to stop me. There should be a limit to being overconfident. Chi Yu spoke arrogantly. The other side. Guion Vice Admiral. It's confirmed, it's indeed the flag of the Red Hair Pirates. The Red Hair Pirates are entering Whitebeard's territory. Scouting the warship, a Marine Rear Admiral panicked and reported to Vice Admiral on the other end of the phone bug. Redhead and Whitebeard, absolutely don't let them meet. A beautiful female voice came from the phone bug. Apart from being beautiful, it is also majestic and cold. Persist as much as you can, I'll be right there. Guion's voice fell. There was only a loud bang. Can't stop. Guion Vice Admiral. The other party is arrogant. The call stopped abruptly. The top of the red line. Holy Land, Mariajoy. The deepest white jade hall. The 5 elders who represent the highest power in the world on the bright side, 5 elders are either sitting or standing. Advertisement. Listening to reports from subordinates. What did you say? Did the redhead move? The 5 elders in the black suit with bald head had a slight expression on his face. Yes, according to the news sent back by CP. Ship flying the Red Hair Pirates flag is indeed approaching Whitebeard's territory. A Marine Rear Admiral got down on one knee and reported. It shouldn't be possible for him to do it himself. Another 5 elders said, yes, the main ship of the Red Hair Pirates is still there. He acted by sending emissaries indirectly. But it's too dangerous for a redhead to come into contact with Whitebeard. Marine Rear Admiral worried. Makes sense. The 5 elders, with their aristocratic curls, nodded. Although the redhead is definitely a tricky guy once he takes action, he is not a man who will change the world with his own selfish desires. Don't act rashly for the time being, let's observe first. The most important thing right now is Shichibukai. The 5 highest powers in the world all nodded in deep voices. 5 elders. At this moment, panic and frightened shouts suddenly came from outside the door. A Marine officer stumbled in. 5 elders. Just now, Marine scout ship encountered Red Hair Pirates ship by chance and was sunk. Colonel Marine screamed in panic to report. Okay. The eyes of the 5 elders suddenly became sharp. They had just finished praising the redhead. In a blink of an eye, Marine was beaten. It's just a slap in the face at the speed of light. But what frightened the 5 elders even more was yet to come. 5 elders, according to the news from the survivors. This time it was the man who sank the warship. A bounty of 3.364 billion, arrogant Chi Yu. Colonel Marine said the name with all his strength. What did you say? Let that man touch Whitebeard. The red hair is really going to turn upside down. At this moment, the 5 elders, the highest power in the world, are all shocked. Chapter 13 Landing on Moby DK. A man with a reward of 5 billion. Advertisement. New World, Blue Waters. This is one of the sea areas commanded by the 4 Emperors Whitebeard pirates. This moment, the endless calm sea, a large smiling whale ship stands and moors quietly. The mothership of the Whitebeard pirates, Moby DK. Spacious deck. The man with a height of 6.6 meters was sitting carelessly. He wears a black hood and a captain's cape with the Whitebeard skull logo. The upper body with muscles like a horned dragon is exposed. There are one after another hideous scars on it. Daunting. Besides, his most notable feature is of course the crescent Whitebeard. This is his trademark. It is also his name. Even in old age, with various injuries and old diseases. Even if the whole body is covered with various heart rate monitoring instruments and nutrition bottles. He is still unabated. Hockey side leak. Don't be angry. Because he's Whitebeard. 4 Emperors Whitebeard Edward Newgate. Offer a reward of 5 billion berry. The strongest man in the world. Daddy. Some moment. A call came from the sky. A blue line of fire streaked across the air. The Phoenix, surrounded by blue flames, landed on the deck of the whale ship in front of Whitebeard. His pineapple blonde hairstyle is his trademark. The flaming Phoenix wings are his title. He is Marco, Whitebeard Pirates ship doctor and mate. Captain of the first team Phoenix Marco. Marco, what's the matter, you're in such a hurry? A strong man resting on the side of the boat rail. Diamond Joes, captain of the Whitebeard Pirates 3rd Division, asked. Is there any news about Ace? Foil Vista, the captain of the 5th team, changed his expression. Really? Are you sure? Advertisement. Is there really any news about Ace? Where is Ace now? Teach that B********* D already caught. 6th Division Bramank, 7th Division Rakyo, 8th Division. The leader of the Whitebeard Pirates and the ordinary team members gathered on the deck are all enthusiastic. No. Marco waved his hand quickly. Oh, a little disappointment and lack of interest appeared on the faces of everyone. Since this time, the only thing that makes them worry about is Fire Fist Ace, the captain of the second squad who was chasing the traitor Teach alone. Dad, I just got a report. A ship with a red-haired flag has appeared in our territorial waters. Marco quickly reported. Nani, red hair, what is that redhead doing here? Do you want to start a war? The momentum of the captains of the Whitebeard pirates gradually increased. Cool la 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 la. The heroic laughter sounded from 4 Emperors Whitebeard. That red-haired boy, he's not a guy who will take the initiative to provoke trouble. Marco, the ship that witnessed the intelligence shouldn't be their mothership. Whitebeard asked in a deep voice. Yes, father. Marco nodded. Blue blue blue. The phone buzzed suddenly. Marco took out a contact phone bug from his coat pocket and connected it. Captain Marco, we have successfully intercepted the Red Hair pirate's ship. The other party claimed to be sending an important autograph letter to Dad on behalf of the red-haired Shanks. A team member reported. I see. Marco nodded, and then his eyes fell on Whitebeard in front of him. There is no need to transfer reports anymore. Whitebeard had heard it too. Cool la 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 la. In that case, let's see what that red-haired kid wants to do. Whitebeard laughed in response. ... Advertisement. The sun is high in the sky. Hot as a great fireball. Today is a rare sunny day. The time is 11:30 in the morning. The pirate ship flying the flag of the double-bladed skull was escorted by 2 pirate ships flying the flag of Whitebeard. The sea in the distance. A huge whale ship gradually became clear and appeared. Gudong. Red Group newcomer Lock Star's Adam's apple rolled hard. Calm down. Take it easy. I'm now a member of the Red Hair Pirates. In terms of overall strength, it's even stronger than the Whitebeard Pirates. As a member of the strongest team, how can I have stage fright? What I represent now is the face of the entire Red Hair Pirates. Starlock whispered to himself. He secretly cheered for himself. However, there is still a lot of pressure. After all, what he was going to meet next was the strongest man in the world. In the last era, there was no match across the sea. A living legend as famous as One Piece Roger and Golden Lion Shiki. Clap. Starlock raised his head and slapped himself mercilessly. Deputy Chi entrusted me with such an important task. We must not disappoint Deputy Chi's trust. I must complete the task perfectly. Definitely no disgrace to the face of the Red Hair Pirates. Starlock looked towards the room on the second deck and nodded firmly. The expression on that resolute and rough face gradually became firmer. Hey, newcomer from the red-haired family, what are you still dawdling about? It's already here, hurry up. The captain of the first team, Marco, leaned on the rail of the boat, reminding the Starlock who was stunned. Shut up. The Star of Lock turned his head imposingly, staring at Marco who was like a passerby. Are you teaching me how to do things? Marco. Are all newcomers this crazy? Ignoring Marco's weird gaze. The Star of Lock with its hands behind its back. With high spirits, stepping up the stairs, boarded the whale ship Moby DK. Chapter 14 The Arrogant Man Who Impresses Whitebeard. Advertisement. Whitebeard Pirates Mothership. Huge smiling whale boat. Moby DK. The middle of the deck. The strongest man in the world, 4 Emperors Whitebeard, sits upright. The pale golden eyes opened and closed, not angry but prestige. Surrounded by Hockey and Zhong Yang. Around, with the face of passers-by and Pineapple Head, the captain and team members headed by the captain of the first team, Phoenix Marco, were randomly distributed. No one spoke. The atmosphere on the deck is quiet. Tap. Footsteps sounded. Red Group newcomer Lock Star lands on the Moby DK. Cough cough. He coughed lightly on the 2 of them to show his arrival and at the same time attract the attention of the White Group of pirates. After perceiving enough eye attention, the Star of Lock walks with disbelief. Recklessly and Zhong Yang came to the middle of the deck, facing the terrifying 4 Emperors Whitebeard. Is this guy an idiot? It does look like an idiot. The guy with the red hair actually sent an idiot to deliver the letter. Is this a provocation? Joes, Vista and other captains whispered. The look at the Star of Lock is full of oddities. An unknown guy came to their territory of the Whitebeard pirates, and he didn't restrain himself. On the contrary, he still flaunted his might. It can only be said that this guy's brain is not very good. Ignoring the whispers of everyone in the White Group, Starlock's eyes fell on Whitebeard in front of him. He took out the red-haired letter from his pocket. Whitebeard, this is a handwritten letter entrusted to me by Captain Shanks, please read it. The Star of Lock spoke neither humble nor overbearing. Yizzo, the captain of the 16th Division, took the letter and walked towards his father Whitebeard. Shanks, what a nostalgic name. 4 Emperors Whitebeard spoke in a deep voice. A little nostalgic look appeared on the old face. As early as 20 years ago. Advertisement. Whitebeard was impressed by Redhead Shanks when he was a teenage brat. There is no other reason. Just because the red-haired Shanks at the time belonged to the Roger Pirates. The Whitebeard pirates he led had confronted the Roger Pirates more than once. Shanks, who was only 13 or 14 years old at the time, and another kid with a red nose dared to attack him, the master of the sea. Don't talk about other things. This courage is commendable. Then it was 13 years ago. Whitebeard heard the name Redhead Shanks again. Know about the earth-shattering sword fight between him and Hawkeye Mahawk. Even a man like Whitebeard couldn't help but be moved. He knows that the red-haired Shanks has grown up completely, and the future is boundless. It turned out just as Whitebeard expected. into the red hair pirates of the New World all the way through. In the end, it stood out in the battle to establish the Four Emperors pattern 4 years ago. Occupied the fourth Emperor of the Sea. Only. Thinking about 4 years ago. Another figure involuntarily appeared in Whitebeard's mind. Also affiliated with red hair pirates. The man named Arrogant. 4 years ago. The first to become the Emperor of the Sea, there is not much intersection between Whitebeard and the red hair who are firmly seated on the throne. But by chance, Whitebeard met the extremely arrogant man. And go head to head. The battle lasted from 8 o'clock in the morning to 12 noon. Made an indelible impression on Whitebeard. Thinking about it so far, I still vividly remember it. It was also after that battle. Whitebeard was one step ahead of the world knowing. Red hair pirates except red hair Shanks. There is also a second man who is good enough to be the Emperor of the Sea. Even, that man's strength is still higher than the captain's red hair. HMPH, that arrogant brat, don't let me see you again. Whitebeard curled his lips in displeasure. Daddy. Advertisement. Yizang, the captain of the 16th Division, delivered the letter to Whitebeard's big hands. This is Shank's handwritten letter. Whitebeard relented. Out of the corner of his eye, he glanced at the document. Basically saw some content. Yes, the content seems to be very important, so I told me to send it no matter what. Lockstar Road. Really? This is really hard work for you. The corners of Whitebeard's mouth curled up in a slight, imperceptible arc. Where is it? Although I have just joined and I am a newcomer, I am also a member of Red Hair Pirates. This kind of thing is what I should do. The Star of Locke holds his head high. Proud to be a part of the Red Hair Pirates. After speaking, he changed the topic. However, I'm new to the Red Hair Pirates, not to this sea. I was a pirate a long time ago, and I was quite famous. I'm Star Locke, the great pirate with a bounty of 94 million berry. You Whitebeard pirates must have heard of my name. The Star of Locke turned his head and greeted Marco, who had an ordinary passerby face. Locke Star. No, I haven't heard of it at all. Marco folded his arms and denied the slap in the face on the spot. It's not a pretense, but I really haven't heard of it. After all, pirates with a reward of less than 100 million are as numerous as Crucian carp crossing the river in the Sea of New World. There is really nothing worthy of the attention of his dignified vice president. For Marco's Chiguo slap in the face, Star Locke's expression froze. Don't wait to get angry. Next moment, things that made him even more angry happened. Tear. It was the crisp sound of paper being torn. 4 Emperors. Whitebeard ruthlessly tore up 4 Emperors, red-haired letter without even looking at it. Chapter 15. 12 noon. Marco. That arrogant man is coming. Advertisement. Tear. There was a crisp sound. It was the sound of paper crumbling. Letters handwritten by Redhead Shanks of the 4 Emperors shattered. First, it was divided into 2 by that big hand. Then split into 4. In the end, it turned into countless tiny fragments. It rustled from Whitebeard's hands. Scattered over the deck with the breeze. Dead silence. At this moment, the huge deck of the Moby DK fell into absolute silence. Good moment. Wait a moment, what are you doing? Star Locke, who was immersed in shock and horror, came back to his senses, cold sweat dripping from his forehead. Whitebeard didn't even read it, but tore up the letter written by Captain Shanks. His mission to deliver the letter failed. It's not just a shame for him alone. Shame on them red hair pirates too. At the same time, he failed the trust of the deputy captain. Think here. The Star of Locke couldn't help being extremely angry. Just didn't wait for him to get mad. A terrifying aura that dominates the world suddenly surges. From the 4 Emperors Whitebeard before him. He actually sent someone, a newcomer who doesn't know the heights of the sky and the earth, to deliver a letter to me. When did that stinky red-haired brat become so arrogant? Or, he doesn't take me seriously anymore. Do you think you can replace me? Whitebeard stopped drinking in a deep voice. The sound rumbled like thunder rolling from the sky. Hey, this is the very important letter that the boss said. My boss is that redhead. Under the tremendous pressure, Star Locke said in a hurry. Lousy is Whitebeard. Whitebeard just spoke calmly and confidently. Gudong gudong. Whitebeard grabbed the glass beside him and drank. Captain, you can't drink anymore. A beautiful female voice sounded. Dressed in pink nurse uniforms, the hot and eye-catching leopard print nurse team rushed forward anxiously. Watch Whitebeard's physical condition change intensely through various instruments. Advertisement. I'm afraid that something will happen to him if he drinks. That's all, there won't be any problems at all. Whitebeard didn't care. Our boss said there is something important in there. The Locke Star musters up the courage to protest. I can probably guess what the content is. It's just about Ace and Blackbeard. You help me send a message to the red-haired kid, tell him, if you want to talk to me. Just bring a jug of good wine to meet me. Whitebeard Hockey sternly reprimanded. The terrifying aura made Star Locke's eyes widen, and he felt that the sidelights were a little tight again. It was like facing his own captain that night. Go back when you hear it. I don't want to talk to a kid with a runny nose at all. It's a waste of effort. Whitebeard waved his hand, condescendingly, looking down at the Star of Locke with contempt. Under the ghostly oppression of Whitebeard, Star Locke couldn't help but feel great fear. I can no longer be as proud as when I first boarded the boat. The Star of Locke staggered back with horror on his face. Fortunately, it was blocked by the railing of the boat, so it didn't fall directly into the sea. Ha 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 ha. Go back quickly, as this already frightening to pee. We are really underestimated. Who do you think we are? We are the Whitebeard pirates. And the one you asked about earlier is Captain Marco of the first team who is offering a bounty of 1.8 billion berry. You have a mere 94 million, so don't be ashamed of yourself here. The members of the Whitebeard pirates laughed and mocked wantonly. If it was normal, everyone in Baituan would not treat a newcomer like this. To blame can only be blamed on Star Locke, who was too high profile and pretended before. You. The Star of Locke was furious, but there was nothing he could do. Whitebeard didn't even give the boss Redhead any face. Let alone him. But Star Locke seemed to have thought of something, and the panic expression on his face gradually calmed down. Don't get complacent too soon, Whitebeard pirates. The Star of Locke mustered up his courage to yell. Everyone in Ling's Baituan couldn't help being taken aback. Advertisement. Don't wait for them to sneer. In the next second, the Star of Locke's sight suddenly fell on the red boat below. Vice Captain, I'm really sorry. The task entrusted to me by the boss has failed. My face, the face of our red hair pirates, and your trust in me, the deputy captain, I have failed. The Star of Locke shouted loudly. The voice fell. The deck of the Moby DK, which was extremely noisy just a second ago, suddenly became silent again. This fool, didn't he come alone? Foil Vista looked at Marco. I don't know. No one reported it before. Marco was also dumbfounded. Hey, did you hear who he was calling earlier? Vice Captain. Is the Red Hair Pirates Vice Captain here too? Atmos the Buffalo, the captain of the 13th Division, widened his eyes in shock. Minister of the Red Hair Pirates, is that Ben Beckman? Team 7th Team Captain Lacchio said. No. Not right. Don't forget, besides Beckman, Red Hair Pirates has another mate. Coolie Al, the captain of the 10th Squad, seemed to have thought of something, and couldn't help but screamed. Damn it, could it be that B*************** D? No way, that arrogant guy, is he coming again? What the hell is that red-haired guy trying to do? The faces of the Murloc Namur from the 8th Division, Ramank from the 6th Division and others couldn't help but have ghost-like expressions on their faces. The old people who have been in the Whitebeard Pirates for more than 4 years were all shocked and reacted one after another. As for the new members who have joined in the past 4 years, all of them are confused and don't know what to say. Hi, what time is it now? Marco, the captain of the first team, the Phoenix, suddenly yelled. It's 10 minutes before 12 o'clock, what's wrong? Captain Marco. A team member asked puzzledly. Not good. Jaws's complexion also changed. It happens to be the worst time. Foil Vista gritted his teeth. Everyone, prepare for the situation. That arrogant man is coming. Marco ordered loudly, without waiting for the new members of the Baituan to ask questions. Boom. Chapter 16 Mortals should not approach the sun casually, they will die. Advertisement. Boom. Footsteps sounded, heavy as the drums of heaven beating. Heavy like the heartbeat of heaven and earth. Kaka. The connecting ladder and even the solid rail of the whale ship Moby DK rattled under the weight. Who the hell? The two white group pirates who were nearby hurriedly poked their heads over, wanting to find out what happened. Next second, an astonishing heat wave suddenly shot straight into the sky. The figure that caught their eyes was even more dazzling than the sun. What? My eyes. The two white pirates screamed and fell to the deck. This sudden scene shocked everyone in Baituan. Immediately, several people stepped forward, wanting to step forward to check. Everyone back off. First team Captain Marco stopped drinking. A half-baked guy, you can't bear that guy's arrogance. The captain of the third team, Diamond Joe's, looked solemn. Boom, boom, heavy footsteps like drums sounded one after another. Finally that dazzling figure appeared in the sight of everyone on board. Step by step, he boarded the whale ship Moby DK. Kaka, crash, the connecting ladder collapsed along with the nearby railing. The tall figure with a height of nearly 4 meters continued to step forward. Boom, one step down. The deck of the whale ship Moby DK, made of the precious tree atom, was caved in and blackened. It was as if it had been burned by a flame. The second step falls. Footsteps are more than the first step. At the same time, it was accompanied by the tremor of the huge whale ship. Even the calm sea was filled with violent waves. B*************************** D, who the hell are you? Don't destroy our Moby without authorization. The members of the shipbuilding team couldn't help being furious. Looking at the deck and railings trampled by Chi Yu. They couldn't help feeling a pain in their hearts. Advertisement. As the ship's engineering team, they have the deepest relationship with the whale ship Moby DK. For them, Moby DK isn't just the glory of their Whitebeard pirates. It is also their important partner. How can you watch your partner get hurt without doing anything? Think about it. Regardless of Marco's order, the team members of Baituan ship Dagong stepped forward and wanted to stop it. However, when it was within 1 meter of Chi Yu's body, the faces of the 3 ship masters suddenly changed. The clothes on them were burned by the flames without warning. The skin is also showing signs of burns. What? The screams followed. Raging, blue phoenix flames fell from the sky and landed on the burnt boatmen, relieving their pain. Chi Yu paused in his steps. Look around. There are still many white group pirates just around the corner. A piece of advice to you people who don't know the heights of the sky and the earth. As a mortal, don't approach the sun casually, you will die. Chi Yu spoke. There is absolute hockey and arrogance in the calm words. Treat the elite of the Whitebeard pirates as mortals. Compare yourself to the sun. What arrogance. Besides, this is the Whitebeard pirates. You are an outsider, why are you so arrogant? The pirates in Baituan were all furious. Don't act rashly, Marco the Phoenix sternly reprimanded. Foil Vista, Diamond Chowzi and other captains stepped forward to stop the impulsive team members. Team leader, captains, who the hell is he? How dare you despise our Whitebeard pirates so much, he will never be spared. The irritable team members couldn't help but have red eyes and pant like a cow. This man's words indeed have the capital of arrogance. Marco narrowed his eyes slightly and spoke solemnly. Besides, his current state. Diamond Joe's hesitated to speak. Thinking about this strange phenomenon, it cannot be explained clearly with words alone. He also had to give up for the time being. Anyway, after a while, I will understand. Deputy Chi is mighty. Deputy Chi hockey. Advertisement. It is different from the Wohuo of the Baituan people. The Star of Locke, who had been sluggish under the ridicule of the Whitebeard pirates before, is now proud again. There was extreme excitement and admiration on his face. Ignoring the glare of the white group of pirates and the excitement of Star Locke, Chi Yu stepped forward step by step, finally stood 10 meters away from Whitebeard. The sun's fire on his body gradually subsided. Whitebeard, long time no see. Chi Yu grinned. What? Whitebeard's pale golden eyes narrowed slightly, with a slightly dangerous arc. My incompetent subordinate was rude earlier. Chi Yu spoke again. So, do you want to apologize for him? Whitebeard asked back. Do not. Chi Yu shook his head slowly. I just want to tell you that I may be more rude than him next, please no. Cool la 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 la. Whitebeard laughed suddenly. There was a bit of coldness in the laughter. Your previous step after step has hurt Moby 10 times more rude than that snotty brat. How do you want to be rude? Whitebeard's face was covered with a black line, his eyes were dark, and his eyes were terrifying like a ghost. How about like this? Chi Yu spoke calmly. The voice fell. Invisible momentum fluctuations spread from Chi Yu's feet. Sweeping around. With the fall of this momentum, the world seemed to be stagnant. The hustle and bustle on the whale boat stopped suddenly. The heads of the pirates closest to Chi Yu were thrown back, as if hit by an invisible hammer. There were no scars on the outside of their heads, but in the depths of their minds, turbulent waves had already appeared. Under the mental shock that far surpassed them, their consciousness was deprived in an instant. His eyes rolled, and he fell to the ground. And this is just the beginning. The huge whale ship Moby DK had a domino effect. One by one, the powerful elites of the Whitebeard pirates fell unconscious and fell to the ground. The sight is appalling. This is Hockey at Conquerors. Chapter 17. The Majesty of Kings over Whitebeard. Advertisement. This is Conquerors Hockey. No mistake. This man's conquerors are stronger than they were 4 years ago. Feeling the domineering aura bursting out from Chi Yu's body, Marco and other captains couldn't help but change their expressions. Hey, everyone, what's the matter with you? What exactly is going on? Stop making trouble, get up. Looking at his partner who suddenly fell to the ground, the little white pirate who couldn't figure out the reason for a while suddenly showed panic. Don't be afraid, they are just in a coma. The young people are all retired now, your body will not be able to bear it. Marco ordered immediately. The body can't stand it. A young pirate was puzzled. Before the words were finished, the incomparable hockey impact came again. This time he was also one of the affected people. It won't be long. More than 80% of the pirates gathered on the deck of the whale ship Moby DK fell down. Oh, it's impossible to stop. Marco sighed. Half psychological endurance, but can't stay awake under the impact of that man's conquerors. After all, that man's conquerors is different from that of ordinary people. Both he and the Redhead are the real masters. The captain of the third team, Diamond Joe's, looked serious. First came the red hair, followed by this man. 2 tyrants appeared in a pirate group at the same time. The Redheads are really going to turn the world upside down. 5th Division Foil Vista murmured in shock. Wow ah ah ah. Compared to the shock and horror of the Whitebeard gang, Red Group newcomer Locke Star is extremely excited at the moment. That's Deputy Chi's power. That's Deputy Chi's hockey. So what if it's Whitebeard? Our Vice Captain Chi Yu is the strongest. Star Locke marveled and yelled, too excited for himself. Cool la 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 la. Whitebeard's heroic laugh exploded like thunder. There was a palpitating cold fluctuation in the laughter. He speaks with arrogance about trespassing on his ship. Advertisement. The guy who sabotages his love ship, frees the conquerors and hurts his son. A man like Whitebeard is not indifferent. So what if it's 12 noon? Don't get carried away, you arrogant brat. There was a brilliance in Whitebeard's pale golden eyes. Lousy is Whitebeard. Boom. Along with Whitebeard's voice, there is also a king hockey that makes all living beings bow their heads. This is the old overlord who has traversed the sea for 2 eras. Conquerors hockey by 4 emperors Whitebeard Edward Newgate. Swallow the world with anger, and rule the world. Boom. Chi Yu's conquerors and Whitebeard's conquerors. 2 domineering auras. Here it is. Hedge. The sky shook violently at this moment. There were circles of terrifying ripples visible to the naked eye in the atmosphere. Even the stable space fluctuates slightly at this time. The calm sea first appeared in circles of ripples. Then those tiny ripples are superimposed on top of each other, finally generating an unparalleled monstrous wave. The changes are still intensifying. When the two supposedly invisible spirits come into contact, a qualitative change seems to have taken place. From intangible to qualitative, Kaka, the solid whaleship deck rattled under the weight. The railings on both sides exploded even more, and countless sawdust flew. What a terrifying momentum hedging is. Papa's Conqueror's hockey, even we haven't seen it in years. It's scary to be able to match the strength of hockey with Daddy who has gone through countless battles. This is the hedging between tyrants. It's not just in the spiritual realm, it even affects the physical realm. At this moment, even the powerful captains such as Marco, Jose, and Vista could no longer keep calm. The inner thoughts are like the sea at this moment, with violent ups and downs. Is this the vice captain of the Red Hair Pirates? Just a deputy captain is already so terrifying, what about the Redhead? Newcomers to the Baituan who joined within 4 years were amazed. Don't think too much, even though that man is apparently the deputy of the Red Hair Pirates, his true strength is not inferior to the Red Hair. Marco explained. Advertisement. Speaking of which. A bitter smile appeared on the corner of Marco's mouth. The same as the Emperor's deputy. As the deputy of the Whitebeard Pirates, the gap between him and Chi-Yu is like a gap. Not just him. The other two. The Queen's lieutenant of the Big Mom Pirates and the Beast's Pirates. Katakuri and Yan Calamity Jin are also far from being able to compare with Chi-Yu. Even if the three of them were combined, they couldn't match Chi-Yu alone. After all, his true strength has already reached the level of Emperor. Captain Marco, now is not the time to be distracted, stop Dad and the others. If this continues, not only us, Moby will not be able to hold on. If you let them continue, something bad will happen. Under the confrontation of Whitebeard and Chi-Yu's aura, the white group old men, who were struggling to support spoke with difficulty. It has become impossible for anyone to stop it. Marco smiled bitterly. The situation has developed to this point, even he has been powerless. Even getting close to the center is extremely difficult. The confrontation of the two sea masters formed Conqueror's turbulence. People in it will struggle. Hoo la 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 la, is this the only level of your hockey? Arrogant brat. Whitebeard laughed heavily. Whitebeard, you are really old. Chi-Yu shook his head arrogantly. What did you say? Whitebeard's pale gold eyes narrowed slightly. But it's only been 4 years, have you already forgotten? The fear of being ruled by the majesty of my king. Chi-Yu spoke calmly. The voice fell, under the throbbing gaze of Whitebeard's bouncing and bouncing. An aura that was different from Conqueror's hockey but could complement it exploded from Chi-Yu's body. That is Wang Jue that no one can ignore. That was the first passive ability awakened by Chi-Yu when he first came to One Piece World 10 years ago. Passive 1. The Majesty of the King. Chapter 18 King's Majesty overwhelms Whitebeard. Conqueror's Twine Showdown. Advertisement. 10 years ago, Chi-Yu, who successfully boarded the convenience boat Red Hair Pirates, lay flat and waited according to the system's instructions. After a few days, Chi-Yu waited until the first attribute dropped. And the first one is the blinding golden legend. That's the Conqueror's hockey attribute dropped from the red-haired Shanks. Since then, Chi-Yu can be regarded as a person with Conqueror's hockey. After 10 years of precipitation, Chi-Yu, a high-quality conqueror with the same origin as the red-haired Shanks, is also growing rapidly. Finally stepped into the ranks of the Overlord. This is a whole new conqueror's territory. Only one Conqueror's hockey awakened may be born in a million people. Although there are few Conqueror's hockey awakeners, looking at the sea, there are many. It may be an exaggeration to say that there are as many Crucian carp crossing the river, but in this new world, to be honest, it is not that exaggerated. It's just that there are many conquerors awakened who have the qualifications of a king. There are only a few people who can be called overlords. Redhead Shanks is, Whitebeard is, Big Mom and Kaido are too. So is Chi-Yu. Compared to these overlords, ordinary conquerors awakened such as Doflamingo are not qualified at all. The gap between him and Tyrant is like the distance between heaven and earth. Everything in the world is different in different ways. Of course, there is also a gap between tyrants and tyrants. For example, the red-haired Shanks who walked step by step to the position of Emperor of the Sea relying on his own courage. His conqueror's hockey is also the only one among tyrants, and it deserves to be number 1. The second is Whitebeard, the veteran king of the 2 eras across the sea. The Big Mom Charlotte Linlin and Kaido of the Beasts who also came from the Rocks era are not far behind. By contrast, Chi-Yu, who was an ordinary person 10 years ago, entered the Overlord level for too short a time. Accumulation is far from enough compared to Whitebeard. But, first Conqueror's encounter with Whitebeard 4 years ago. In the end, it was Chi-Yu's overwhelming victory. And this time will be no exception. Because in addition to its own Overlord level conquerors, Chi-Yu has another passive ability. That was a decade ago shortly after picking up the red-haired conqueror's golden legend. Advertisement. Chi-Yu awakened his first passive skill. Named the Majesty of the King. The effect of this passive ability coincides with Conqueror's hockey. When hit by someone else's conquerors, the King's Majesty belonging to Chi-Yu will awaken on its own. Merged with his Conqueror's hockey, it can increase the strength of Chi-Yu's conquerors several times in an instant. If it is said that Chi-Yu's Overlord power is at the bottom of the 5. Then when the Majesty of the King is activated, Chi-Yu's Conqueror's hockey will multiply exponentially in one breath, leaping to the top of the Conqueror's hockey. Even Redhead Shanks couldn't compare. At the moment, inspired by Whitebeard's conquerors, the majesty of the king hidden in Chi Yu's body was successfully activated. The already terrifying overlord power has grown exponentially at this moment. The disadvantage was reversed in one breath. Feeling Chi Yu's sudden surge of terror overlord power, Whitebeard's old face could no longer remain calm. He finally remembered. The same was true for the first competition 4 years ago. Just when he thought he was going to overwhelm this arrogant brat, the sudden arrival of Wang Wei made him completely defeated in the end. This moment, in Whitebeard's perception, Chi Yu's invisible aura that had already been suppressed by him was like the waves of the sea, one after another. The result is the conqueror's tsunami that overwhelms the world. By contrast, he was like a flat boat in front of the tsunami, floating erratically. What's the matter, Whitebeard? Is this going to be unbearable? My side is far from reaching the limit. Chi Yu stared at Whitebeard arrogantly with his hands behind his back. Hu la 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 la, you arrogant brat, you really let you pretend. Whitebeard spoke in a low voice. Hockey is still awe-inspiring around him. It doesn't mean it's over. He changed the subject. However, Conqueror's hockey can be used for more than that. Advertisement. Whitebeard's big hand held the supreme sharp knife Kong Yunchi behind him. The formless and colorless Conqueror's hockey seems to materialize at this moment. It turned into a white ripple, spirally winding on the long-handled naginata. Conqueror's winding. This is knowing that I am not as good as hockey, so you want to change the way of competition. Chi Yu spoke calmly, ruthlessly exposed Whitebeard's inner thoughts. Whitebeard's old face froze. It was obviously hit by Chi Yu. 4 years ago because of carelessness. He was almost kneeled down by the arrogant kid in his eyes with hockey. This time, Whitebeard learned his lesson. Decide to switch Conqueror's game before you get overwhelmed. Then as you wish. Bang. The high-pitched and loud knife sound exploded. Chi Yu backhanded out the black long knife at his waist. In his arrogant posture, he will not refuse any kind of challenge. Raging. The time came to 12 o'clock at noon. Chi Yu's aura is also extremely strong. The golden red flame extended like a spiral, wrapping around the long knife in his hand. That's Conqueror's hockey winding. It is also an addition of the power of the sun. Under the blessing of the blazing power of the sun. The pitch-black blade was involuntarily burning red. Come on, Whitebeard. Chi Yu Zhong Yang stopped drinking. Cool la 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 la. Whitebeard stood up long, holding the supreme sword. Click. There is thunder in the clear sky. The strongest man in the world, attack. Chapter 19 Chi Yu. Whitebeard, I recognize your strength. Advertisement. The endless blue sea. The wind rises, the clouds surge, and the waves roll. 2 invisible ultimate terrors rose from the whale ship. Disturbed the world situation. The sky changed color at this moment. ... As expected of Whitebeard, I recognize your strength. But it's too stupid to challenge me at 12 o'clock at noon. Now I am stronger than you. Chi Yu was calm and hockey spoke. Between the words, the arrogance is full. Who is Whitebeard? The legend of 2 eras across the sea. The strongest legend who used to be as famous as One Piece Roger and Golden Lion Shiki. Now he is called the strongest man in the world by the world. Why does such a man need to be recognized by others? Who is qualified to recognize him? Now, this person appears. Chi Yu at 12 o'clock noon openly recognized Whitebeard's strength. It's as if the superior is against the inferior. No matter who heard Chi Yu's words, they couldn't help admiring their arrogance. At the same time, even the white group of pirates who admired their father Whitebeard the most could not say the word self-deprecating to Chi Yu. Because the current Chi Yu does have arrogance. Cool la 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 la. You arrogant brat is still as annoying as ever. It's useless to talk too much. Come on, let me try how much weight you have now. Whitebeard grinned grimly. Say it. No more nonsense. Whitebeard strikes. Conquerors is wrapped around the supreme sword Kong Yunchi from top to bottom, slashing and falling. With a terrifying power enough to split mountains, he oppressed Chi Yu. I grant your wish. Chi Yu responded. The long knife entwined with Conquerors and the power of the sun went from bottom to top and met it head on. When Chi Yu's long knife did not touch Whitebeard's supreme sword. There is still an inch gap between the blades. The whole world is in a state of stagnation. The high-pitched, sonorous sound of gold and iron handover resounded through the sky and sea. Advertisement. It was as if the bells of the gods had passed into the human world, it was so shocking. It's Conquerors winding versus Conquerors winding. It is also the collision of the power of shock fruit and the power of the sun. Rumble. When the lengthy bell retreated. What followed was the roar of heaven and earth. The power of the ultimate duel between Whitebeard, the veteran overlord of the sea, and Chi Yu, the uncrowned emperor, finally exploded. Under the influence of their aura, even the surrounding environment has undergone drastic changes. The clear sky was suddenly overcast. Endless and thick dark clouds gathered, layer upon layer, about to overwhelm and fall. The rumbling thunder echoed deep in the thick, dark clouds, like the roar of a ferocious beast. The people of the Whitebeard pirates were amazed at the gathering of clouds. The next moment, something even more shocking happened. Centered on the contact point of Chi Yu's big fast knife and Whitebeard's supreme big fast knife. The sky is split in two. ... This moment. Somewhere a few nautical miles away from the whale ship Moby DK. A light scout ship belonging to the Marine gallops under power assist. There is only one person on the reconnaissance ship. She is tall and slender. The figure is exquisite and curvy. Even looking at the world, its beauty is enough to rank in the forefront. In addition to beauty, her strength is also powerful. Enough to rank in the top class of the world. She is Momosuke Gion, Admiral of Headquarters Alternate. Damn it, is it still late? That arrogant B************ D from the red hair pirates finally met Whitebeard. Gion gritted his teeth tightly and furrowed his brows deeply. At this moment, the pretty face is already filled with solemnity and worry. It is her task to keep an eye on Whitebeard and prevent other great pirates from secretly meeting Whitebeard. However, she couldn't finish it well. This is her mistake. It was her big gaffe as Marine Admiral's candidate. If only a rookie lock star, Gion would not be so anxious. The problem is that man. The second person of red hair pirates, arrogant no Chi-Yu. This man is as menacing as the Redhead. Advertisement. Only him, can't let go. No one knows what the consequences of the meeting of the two emperors will ultimately lead to. The worst situation, if the red hair pirates and the Whitebeard pirates are allied. If the super alliance with 3 sea emperors is born. The delicate peace of this sea is bound to be broken. Times will run amok. That arrogant man has been dormant for 4 years, and it's such a big move to reappear. Is this the Redhead's order or his own will? What the hell is he trying to do? Gion Baituth bit his thumb firmly, deep in thought. At this time, boom, the sky and the earth are in motion. Centered on the Moby DK in the distance, a circle of ripples suddenly spread. At first it was just as slight as a drop of water. Soon it developed into a wave of more than 10 meters high. The location where Gion arrived has already turned into a tsunami covering the sky and the sun, roaring towards Gion. Base. Under the shadows, a brilliant golden sword glow suddenly lit up. A powerful sword energy erupted, creating a passage between the huge waves. This is Marine candidate Admiral Momosuke Gion looked moved, and an uncontrollable look of horror appeared on her straight and pretty face. Not because of the huge waves that she had already crossed. It was because of the breath coming from the king's ship. Hedge of Conqueror's Haki. Gion cried out coquettishly, his voice raised more than an octave. But what frightened her even more was yet to come. After the 2 Conqueror's Haki hedges that were so powerful that they changed the world. A more grand and terrifying aura came. It was a confrontation between the overlords standing at the apex of the world. The sky cracked. Gion stared blankly at the split sky. Feeling the collision of power far above her. The expression on her face gradually became stiff and dull. Crash lala. The terrible waves came again. Instantly devours Momosuke Gion, who was motionless in shock. Chapter 20 Kong Yunchi let go. Whitebeard lost. Who else is the strongest in the world? Advertisement. Above the sky, the situation changed. When the sky cracked, the sea of clouds above the existence and the sky is also surging towards the central gap. Endless. It was as if there was an abyss that could swallow the world behind that rift in the sky. All because of those 2 men. The collision of 2 emperors. ... What level of duel is this? Even the sky is split. It was obviously just a collision of knives and knives, but it shattered the sky. Is this the duel of the emperors who rule the sea? ... The Moby DK mothership, including Marco, Joes, and Vista, all the powerhouses couldn't help shouting in shock. Attention everyone, the big one is coming. Marco widened his shocking eyes and shouted a reminder. Cool la 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 la. Whitebeard, the overlord of the age, let out a hearty laugh. The white shock wave fused with Conqueror's Haki and the most devastating Paramesha shock fruit ability is unprecedentedly fierce. The sea broke under his shock, turned into independent seawater masses one after another. High and low, shock fruit, it's really not a weak ability. But my power of the sun is stronger. Chi-Yu spoke. 1 minute from 12 noon. Passive 2 the arrogant sun will reach its true peak. This is the moment. Clusters of golden red flames suddenly lit up between the sky and the earth. It is the embodiment of the invisible power of the sun. The strands of sun power sank into the long knife in Chi-Yu's hand under the guidance of Chi-Yu. The blade of the initially refined black knife turned from pitch black to deep red. It exudes an aura of masculinity, majesty and strength. White light and red light are divided into heaven and earth. Each occupies half of the sky. The final roar exploded. Advertisement. Chi-Yu and Whitebeard, the center point where the 2 big knives clashed, a dark spot appeared. Then the point gradually expands and turns into a circle. Like a deep black hole, slowly flowing. Some moment. The pitch black circle suddenly trembled violently. Finally, exploded with a bang. Boom. Last but not least, Haki and the shock spread. Shaking the sky and sea. When the most ultimate sublimation bumps past. This double conflict between the world's top conquerors and the top abilities has finally come to an end. Swish. Under the eyes of the white pirates headed by the captain of the first team, Marco, who were shocked to see the devil. Whitebeard's tall figure staggered and fell back. The whole person backed away involuntarily. What is even more unbelievable is the naginata in Whitebeard's hand. Kong Yunchi, the supreme sharp knife, actually let go at this moment. Spin around in midair. With a duh, it pierced into the bow of the whale. Only 1 step away is to fall into the deep sea. Why? Such a thing will happen. Father, not only did Dad retreat, he even let go of Kong Yunchi. This kind of thing, impossible. I must be dreaming. Our father is the strongest man in the world. Shouts of people full of shock, horror and disbelief came and went one after another. At this moment, the people of the Whitebeard pirates could not accept it anyway. You can't accept what you see in front of you. Dad, who is the strongest man in the world, was actually repulsed in a head-to-head confrontation with all his strength. Is that man really the strongest in the world? The world's strongest is actually the vice-captain of Red Hair Pirates. What a big joke this is. Captain Marco, tell me it's not true. Father, how could Daddy lose to that arrogant man? Someone yelled. Everything is as we have seen. At least at noon, our father is not the strongest. Marco said quietly. Advertisement. There is one thing he didn't say. Because they are afraid of causing a greater blow to the players. That's what he had noticed earlier. At the very end of that collision. Chi Yu has stopped, just when the people of the Whitebeard pirates were still immersed in the shock of Papa's retreat. Interfield changes regenerate. There was a tooth-piercing clicking sound. From Chi Yu's black knife like a soldering iron. Look. That man's knife. There's a crack in that arrogant guy's knife. It's about to break. The voice fell. The little black knife that Chi Yu worked hard for a year broke into dozens of pieces. Ha 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 ha. Watching this scene, the pirates in Whitebeard's group all laughed wantonly. Our father is still the strongest. I see, that man's knife is already broken. It must have been shattered by Papa's shock fruit. His knife is broken, but Dad's Kong Yunchi is still intact. Let the judgment be judged. The white group of pirates who couldn't accept this result at all finally found a reason to paralyze and deceive themselves crazily. Sure enough, it's broken again. Chi Yu shook his head, and casually threw the black knife on the deck. Whitebeard, do you know why my knife broke? Suddenly, Chi Yu asked. Whitebeard didn't say anything, just rolled his eyes. He can roughly know what Chi Yu is going to say next. Because I heard it 4 years ago. As predicted. Whitebeard, tell you, the reason why my knife will break is not because of you. It's because I'm too strong myself. Chapter 21 Golden Legend. Red-haired. Surprised, brother is going to steal my wife. Advertisement. The reason why my knife breaks is not because of your strength. It's because I'm too strong. Whitebeard, you should know this. Chi Yu spoke calmly. Don't just tell Whitebeard. At the same time, it is also telling the white group of pirates on the deck. Ever since, Whitebeard, Marco, Joes, Vista and other captains. Similar, no, are exactly the same arrogant words. They had already heard it from Chi Yu 4 years ago. As for those white group pirates who didn't understand the inside story, they all looked confused and ridiculous at the moment. My head is full of question marks, big and small. During the duel, my knife broke due to my own power. What kind of logic is this? It's ridiculous. Can't understand. It was the first time that many people present heard such outrageous words. I see. This is also the arrogance of that man. He just doesn't want to admit the fact that his knife was cut off by the old man's Kong Yunchi. Damn it, no matter how arrogant you are, there must be a limit. It's too ugly to say such things at this time. If you are a tyrant, you must honestly admit your defeat. The people of the Whitebeard pirates scolded one after another. To this, Chi Yu acted as if he had never heard of it, and was not moved in the slightest. The sun high in the sky. Why pay attention to the clamor of the ants? On this ship, the only person Chi Yu cares about is Whitebeard. Hey, Whitebeard pirates, it's time to accept reality. It's you who admit defeat. Rookie Star Locke suddenly yelled. With the voice of one person, speak to everyone in the white group alone. What did you say? Some people are upset. Your father Whitebeard's knife did fly away. At least our Deputy Chi is still holding his weapon firmly. As well as what Deputy Chi said earlier, even Whitebeard and your captains didn't refute it. Why are you so eager to talk? The Star of Locke lashed out emotionally. Heard the words. The people of the Whitebeard pirates couldn't help being stunned. Thinking about it carefully, it seems to be the case. Advertisement. How is it possible? Captain Marco, tell that guy quickly. Captain Joes, Captain Vista. Everyone looked at the silent captains. Vista opened his mouth and said nothing. There's not much point in arguing about it now. Finally, Marco spoke. In my opinion, the reason why the man's knife shattered is related to his own formidable strength, but Dad's overwhelming blow is definitely one of the keys. Marco explained cleverly. Try to give everyone an acceptable explanation. Otherwise, to be honest, the black knife was exploded by Chi Yu's own sun power. The blow to everyone is really too big. Enough to make many people doubt life. For Marco's ambiguous compromise statement, the white group of pirates also heard some hidden meanings. Immediately, no one took advantage of the problem and clamored to save face. The other side, as arrogant as Chi Yu, naturally he would not argue with the ants over such a trivial matter. The reason for the breakage of the knife has already been revealed. Although it is a pity that the little black knife that has been tempered for a long time is broken. But now Chi Yu has no time to regret it. This moment. His haughty gaze was just fixed on somewhere beside Whitebeard, unblinking. A place that seems empty to ordinary people. In Chi Yu's eyes, it was a piece of brilliance. The golden light is bright. Chi Yu knows. Exploded. Exploded. This rematch with Whitebeard after 4 years turned out to be a masterpiece. A golden legend. Open black lens bracket ding close black lens bracket. It is detected that there is an attribute drop nearby, please pick it up. The system's wonderful prompt sounded. Without hesitation. Pick up. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations on getting the power of vibration. Close black lens bracket. Hint. Attacking Vice Admiral comes with a vibration force. The vibration effect can be enhanced with practice. Really? Listen to the system's introduction prompt. Chi Yu nodded knowingly. The effect of the golden legend that exploded this time was just as he had imagined. The shock power associated with Whitebeard, of course, is his shock fruit ability. Advertisement. From now on, Chi Yu will also have some of the power of this so-called strongest paramesha ability. The attack comes with shock force. Haven't actually tried it though. But just thinking about it, Chi Yu can probably guess a thing or two. With the power of vibration, his attack is bound to be improved to a higher level. Think about it. Chi Yu couldn't help being in a good mood. There is no regret or pity for the damage of the black knife. After all, compared to the shocking power of this golden legend, the two are not in the same order of magnitude at all. A mere black knife that has not been fully tempered will be destroyed if it is destroyed. Anyway, it is not the first time. Besides, Chi Yu was not an orthodox swordsman in the first place. Unlike Shanks and Mihawk, who love and cherish their knives as if they were their wives. However, it is indeed troublesome to re-sacrifice every time it is destroyed like this. Why don't you find a chance next time and get Shanks' wife? No, his griffin. Close black lens bracket. That's a ready-made black knife, and it's also the supreme sharp knife. Open black lens bracket should be able to withstand the power of my son. Close black lens bracket. Chi Yu thought so. The more he thought about it, the more reasonable he felt. At the same time, a winter island thousands of miles away. Ah, 4 emperors. Red-haired Shanks sprayed the wine in his mouth on Reiziru and others on the opposite side. Hey, boss, what are you doing? Don't waste it. Little fatty Laziru yelled in dissatisfaction. Shanks, what's wrong with you? Beckman keenly sensed that the redhead's expression was not quite right. Beckman, I. Redhead shanks me for a long time, but I don't know why. I was sweating profusely. No way. That guy Chi Yu doesn't know how many thousands or tens of thousands of miles away he is now. That's okay too. Beckman's eyelids twitched, and he guessed part of the reason. Oh no. Redhead Shanks looked up at the sky. What if my brother wants to steal my wife? Wait online. Urgent. Redhead Shanks hugs his favorite knife, the griffin. Make up your mind and never let go. Chapter 22. Little Blue Bird. Phoenix. Whitebeard heard it. Advertisement. Whale boat. Moby DK. Chi Yu, who burst out the golden legend from Whitebeard, was in a good mood. In fact, as early as 4 years ago, Chi Yu has already tried to explode equipment on Whitebeard. 4 years ago, Chi Yu changed from his old salted fish attitude. Stand up completely and reveal yourself to the world. There are many reasons. First of all, the situation at that time was too chaotic. All forces are fighting for territory. The partners of the Red Hair Pirates also fought bloody battles one by one. Some even go and never come back. Times make heroes. Chi Yu, who didn't want to keep losing his banquet partner, finally made a move. The first battle shocked the world. Secondly, Chi Yu was completely plunged into crazy fighting. Fighting around, even killing celestial dragons to attract Marine Admiral. The root cause of all these outrageous behaviors lies in Chi Yu's ability to awaken that year. Passive 6. Immortal King Kong. As the name suggests. This is a passive that grants Chi Yu the immortal and Vajra body. It's just that I want to quickly become a real undead King Kong. What is needed is one extreme battle after another. To be able to relax later. Without hesitation, Chi Yu decided to spend a year polishing his immortal body in troubled times. Include the powerful from all sides in the sea in your own battle list. Left behind one legend after another. It has also achieved the prestige of the uncrowned emperor. In addition to sharpening the undead body, Chi Yu's move also has a second purpose. That is through combat. See if you can burst out some abilities from other strong players. Unfortunately, that year, Chi Yu found nothing. At one point, Chi Yu thought he could only pick up attributes in Red Hair Pirates. In the next 4 years, it was dormant again, and the ship was closed. But now, after the golden legend burst from Whitebeard, Chi Yu knows, other pirate ships and other powerhouses can also be used by him. In the future, I can't say that I have to walk around. Look for those opponents back then, and talk about the old days. Think here. A subtle arc appeared on Chi Yu's naturally arrogant face. Watching Whitebeard's eyelids twitch wildly. Because Whitebeard found out. From earlier, Chi Yu was looking at him, actually looking at the golden legend, and laughing. Advertisement. Really penetrating tight. Cool la 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 la. Whitebeard couldn't take it anymore, and laughed loudly, breaking the dead silence in the room. Arrogant brat, get out of here after delivering the letter. How long do you want to stay with me? Whitebeard resolutely drives away. I don't want to see Chi Yu again for a short time. Don't be in such a rush to send me away, Whitebeard. No matter what, it's a friend I haven't seen for 4 years. Chi Yu, who was in a good mood, sat cross-legged on the spot under Whitebeard's fire-breathing gaze. It was past 12 noon. The arrogant sun effect gradually goes downhill. Chi Yu's personality has also changed from the extreme arrogance of recognizing Whitebeard to peace. Of course, before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it was still the home court of pride. Whitebeard, I heard from you and my incompetent subordinate that I want Shanks to drink with you. Shanks is no longer. What about me? Do I have the qualifications? Chi Yu asked. Humph. Whitebeard snorted and sat down carelessly. Want to drink? Where is your wine? You should have it with you. Whitebeard asked. What? Chi Yu nodded. Immediately the conversation changed. Unfortunately, on the way here, I have already finished drinking. But if you Whitebeard pirates, there must be no shortage of good wine. I'll help you drink some as much as I can. Chi Yu grinned. You. Whitebeard immediately raised an eyebrow. It's almost time to be amused by Chi Yu's arrogant words. What robber logic is this? Still reluctantly. Don't force yourself. Father, please calm down. Stop getting excited. The fiery leopard print nurses plucked up the courage to step forward and reconnect Whitebeard's heart rate monitor. Hey, little blue bird over there, hurry up and get the fine wine that your father has kept. Chi Yu greeted. The voice fell. The deck of the huge whale ship was taken aback again. Little blue bird. Who? Never heard of it. Wait a moment. Who is that arrogant man looking at? The direction he is looking at seems to be Captain Marco. Wow. Little blue bird. Phoenix. Advertisement. Captain Marco is actually called Little Blue Bird. I don't know how many times the perception of the Baituan people has been refreshed today. As for the Little Blue Bird Marco named by Chi Yu. Now the nose is almost crooked. On age, Marco is a whole round older than Chi Yu. On strength. Well, regardless of strength. On the bounty. Well, regardless of the bounty, the difference is a bit much, almost half. In terms of status, you, Chi Yu, are the second in command of the Imperial Regiment. Isn't he Marco? He's the captain of the Whitebeard Pirates' first team. The ruthless man who offered a bounty of 1.8 billion berry is now dubbed the Little Blue Bird by others. How arrogant and arrogant this is. If it were someone else, Marco would have transformed into a phoenix long ago, slapped him with a paw, and gave him a joe. Just Chi Yu's words. Hoo. Marco took a deep breath. Calm down. Marco, you also know that guy is so arrogant. Don't worry about it, just ignore it. Joes, Beasta and others were relieved one after another. Marco, who finally calmed down, looked at his father Whitebeard. Cool la. Since this guy wants to drink, let him drink enough. Whitebeard laughed heavily. Father, Marco and others were puzzled. Go get the wine, little ones. Whitebeard ordered. There was an inexplicable curvature on the old face. He wants to see. Wait for the noon time to pass. After the sun buff on Chi Yu disappeared, could he still be so calm? By the time, it's not that you can handle it however you want. Just as Whitebeard thought so. Suddenly, he moved his ears, as if he heard something. Open black lens bracket roar close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Whitebeard is really a treasure old man close black lens bracket. Not only did I explode the golden legend, but now I really want to buy me a drink. It seems that if I have a chance in the future, I will find this treasure old man to reminisce about the old days. Open black lens bracket. It would be great if something good can be revealed close black lens bracket. Whitebeard. Chapter 23. Whitebeard is confused and troubled. Advertisement. Treasure old man. Golden legend. A lot of reminiscences. Fighting monsters and exploding equipment. Wong Defa. What is this all about? And what's the matter with this voice? Who is talking? The arrogant brat. So what kind of capability is this? Nianhua communication is also a special observation hockey. Or maybe I have awakened the same mind-reading ability as Ryder. Whitebeard is dumbfounded. Completely dumbfounded. Confused. For a moment, he was stunned by this sudden voice. But the Emperor of the Sea is the Emperor of the Sea. Quickly, Whitebeard is just as calm as Shanks was back then. Start a detailed analysis. The first is the possibility of him awakening the mind-reading color under the stimulation of Chi Yu. Just for a moment, Whitebeard is in denial. The rare ability of mind-reading, knowledge and color is innate. In Whitebeard's perception, only the Lone Ranger who was as famous as them in the last era, the Lone Red Redfield, has this ability. It is almost impossible to wake up the day after tomorrow. Besides, Whitebeard has tried to read the voices of his sons not far away. The result is of course failure. This possibility is ruled out. Then there is only one possibility left for the source of this weird situation. That is the man in front of him with all kinds of strange abilities. Quickly, Whitebeard then again ruled out the possibility that Chi Yu deliberately read the message to provoke him. Then there is only one last option left. Although I don't know what's going on. But he seems to be able to hear Chi Yu's heart. Cool la. Analyzing this, Whitebeard suddenly smiled. Laugh happily. He wants to hear what this arrogant man is thinking in his heart. This is a rare opportunity. If you can hear some explosive news, it can be used to fight back. It couldn't be better. Think here. Whitebeard looked at Chi Yu in a completely different way. I am old man treasure, you are brat treasure. Just let me listen carefully, your heartfelt voice. Just come. Open black lens bracket. What is this Whitebeard treasure old man laughing at all of a sudden? Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Could it be that he was beaten so mad by me? Close black lens bracket. Whitebeard, I'm here to hear the secret. It's not about listening to you. Although I am angry, I still have to endure it for the time being. Chi Yu must not be made aware of the fact that she can hear his voice. Whitebeard twitched. Forcibly suppress anger. I'm angry and laughing at the same time, it really is insane. Open black lens bracket. It's really my fault too. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket because I am too strong at 12 noon close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket I am the only one in the sky in the world close black lens bracket. Even if the strength has been controlled, it is still too strong for an old man. Whitebeard. I at hash rue. This guy is really arrogant to the bone. Besides, although I am an old man, I am not an ordinary old man. Lousy is Whitebeard. Okay, I can't bear it anymore. 2 white streams of air burst from Whitebeard's nostrils. The facial nerves are nearly out of control. What's the matter, Dad? It doesn't look right. Sometimes angry and sometimes laughing. What's wrong? The Whitebeard pirates on the deck also noticed the subtle change in Whitebeard's expression, and couldn't help talking about it. Secretly anxious. At this time, Marco brought out 10 jars of fine wine from the cabin with a team of people. Chi Yu unceremoniously took the jar first. Whitebeard stuck out his big hand, trying to take a sip of wine to calm his shock. Next second, a big hand not much smaller than his was pressed on the wine jar. What are you doing? Whitebeard glared. Whitebeard. I see that your physical condition is not very good. I was afraid that I suffered internal injuries from my attack, so it's better not to touch alcohol for the time being. Drinking hurts your body, you can't handle it now, let me help you. Chi Yu said seriously, as soon as the words came out. Immediately won the favor of many white group pirates. After all, they were also worried about Whitebeard's health, not wanting him to drink heavily at this time. People who were furious and angry about Chi Yu's various actions before. At this moment, the eyes looking at Chi Yu are slightly pleasing to the eye. Only a little of course. How can drinking hurt your body, you be asterisk 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 d fool. So you are too young, wine is the holy water of life. I don't need you to help me grasp it, I can grasp it myself. Whitebeard glared at Chi Yu. He decisively raised a jar of wine. Advertisement. Gudong Gudong is half eaten. See. Chi Yu didn't stop her anymore. Open black lens bracket no one can stop a dog that is going away close black lens bracket. Whitebeard wants to drink, and no one can stop him. Chi Yu thought to herself. Then he raised his wine jar freely and freely. Drunk like Whitebeard. This side compartment. Chi Yu drank it to his heart's content. Whitebeard was unhappy again. There was a constipated expression on the old face. What do you mean a dog that is about to go can't be stopped? Damn. Dare to compare lousy too. What audacity. The jug in Whitebeard's hands was cracked. Father. What's the matter with you, Dad? Marco and the others, who also noticed Whitebeard's constipated expression, hurried forward with concern. It was only when Whitebeard had a fierce fight that the sudden booze made things happen. I'm fine. Whitebeard waved his son's back. His eyelids drooped, trying to hide his expression. Don't let Chi Yu notice the strangeness. Now he doesn't want to reveal the secret that he can hear Chi Yu's voice. This arrogant brat must be given a surprise. It's just that Whitebeard couldn't think of killing him. The secret of him being able to hear Chi Yu's inner voice needn't be hidden at all. Even if you let him say it, he can't say it. Restricted by inexplicable rules. Whitebeard calmed his turbulent mind. Quietly listened to Chi Yu's voice. Trying to catch something terrible. Much to Whitebeard's dismay, however. Next half hour, Chi Yu's voice never appeared again. Whitebeard only thought that Chi Yu was alert. Little did he know that Chi Yu was only immersed in the selection of fine wines. Whitebeard's bottle of wine isn't finished yet. Almost half of Chi Yu's side has been wiped out. Realizing this, Whitebeard was a little anxious. These are all his treasured wines. This arrogant kid is really not polite at all. And Marcos naive. Actually took out the top tasting wine. Don't know how to get some defective products to recharge. Whitebeard is getting upset. Chapter 24 Anger crooked Whitebeard's nose. Advertisement. The hands of the clock go 1/12. The sun hanging high in the sky was sinking slightly. The time came to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Chi chi chi. The last white steam rose from Chi Yu's body. Passive to the arrogant sun, end. Chi Yu also returned to his original normal posture from a 4-meter strong man and laughed. The sharp and arrogant temperament around her is also gradually restrained and quiet. An hour's time. The people of the Whitebeard pirates who were stunned by Chi Yu's hockey also woke up one after another. The atmosphere on the deck gradually became turbulent. Captain Marco. Captains, what's going on with us? It hurts so bad, it feels like my head has been hit with a hammer. Where's that big, arrogant guy from before? Where's he? Why is the new guy from the red hair pirates still around? Then didn't the big guy go away too? Where is it? The pirates who woke up from the coma spoke in a hurry. After a while, after learning from the partner who witnessed the whole process that the man sitting in front of Whitebeard was the previous big man. The deck of the huge whale ship was silent at first. Then there was a violent uproar and uproar. Hey, it's true. That man is the arrogant guy from before. No, that arrogant guy must be taller and bigger. No matter how you look at it, it doesn't look like it. Someone questioned. Hey, since the captains all say yes, it's almost the same. After doing these things, he still dares to rely on the boat, how can he keep being proud? Someone is passionate. Before he could step forward, he was scolded and stopped by the team captains and powerful elites. They had witnessed Chi Yu suppressing their father in a frontal confrontation before. Even if there is a special time period bonus. But Marco and others also knew at the same time. Even without the blessing of noon, Chi Yu is also one of the top powerhouses in this sea. Advertisement. He is the uncrowned emperor of this sea. Deputy Chi, the Whitebeard gang, especially Whitebeard himself, don't seem to be looking right at us. Starlock spoke in a weak voice, his heart tightened secretly. Although Starlock's brain is not very good, but he can judge the situation a little bit. Right now belongs to Chi Yu's strongest time period. The crowd of Whitebeard's gang began to stir. He naturally thought that Whitebeard and his gang were planning to make trouble while Chi Yu was weak. Chi Yu is well aware of Starlock's vigilance and worries. But from the beginning to the end, the expression on his face remained calm. This stems from confidence in one's own strength. Even without the blessing of arrogance, he is still one of the few strong men in this sea. Not to mention that a golden legend just broke out not long ago. His strength has risen to a higher level. Crunch. Seeing Chi Yu still drinking the fine wine he treasured as an old god. Whitebeard gritted his teeth in annoyance. From time to time, he would sneak a glance at Chi Yu. Finally, after Whitebeard's 15th peep, Chi Yu finally stopped ignoring him. Whitebeard, thank you for your hospitality today. These treasures of yours are really good. Chi Yu nodded. Appreciation of Whitebeard's collection. Who la, who do you think lousy is? Whitebeard raised his chin vigorously. Only. Chi Yu changed the topic. The only fly in the ointment is that it's not enough. I'm far from enjoying myself. As he spoke, Chi Yu's eyes fell on the 2 jars of unopened fine wine beside Whitebeard. I saw him drink so fast before. Whitebeard decisively hid 2 altars for himself. Aware of Chi Yu's gaze, the smug expression on Whitebeard's face froze instantly. He hastily pawed and pulled twice, blocking the only 2 remaining altars with his body. Tisk. Chi Yu clicked his tongue lightly. Advertisement. I didn't expect Whitebeard to be so stingy with thick eyebrows and big eyes. Shouldn't I just drink your 2 jars of wine? Is it necessary to guard against thieves? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Fortunately, I thought you were old treasure before close black lens bracket. After half an hour, I heard Chi Yu's heartfelt voice again. Whitebeard was excited first, but after hearing Chi Yu's complaints. Whitebeard's nose is almost crooked. 2 altars. Are you drinking 2 jars? Lousy's treasures are all for you. Whitebeard grew angrier as he thought about it. 2 white streams rushed out from his nostrils. Chi Yu squinted at Whitebeard, with a bewildered expression on his face. I don't know what the old man Whitebeard is doing all of a sudden. Anyway, I also drank a lot of Whitebeard today. Cannibals have short mouths. Take people softly. Chi Yu only complained a few dozen sentences in his heart. He didn't say anything. It's just that Chi Yu doesn't know. Whitebeard happens to hear all of his internal rants. Watch Whitebeard's pit bull gaze. Chi Yu couldn't help but become more and more puzzled. Never mind. Chi Yu straightened up a little. The task of the Whitebeard pirates on this trip is to deliver Shank's personal letter. The letter has now been unilaterally torn up by Whitebeard. But at least they're still here. Let's bring the words here. Lest Shanks go back and nag. Think here. Chi Yu spoke. Whitebeard, the wine is almost gone. Let's talk about the business next. Something about Ace. Chapter 25 Black History. The mystery of the red-haired broken arm is revealed. Advertisement. Ace is my son. The business of Ace and Blackbeard is the business of our Whitebeard pirates. It has nothing to do with you red-hair pirates. Whitebeard collected himself and asked in a deep voice. Don't be so absolute about everything, Whitebeard. Ace is indeed from your Whitebeard pirates. But Kid Ace's brother is the future that Shanks bet his arm on. Besides, before that Kid Ace joined you, he drank wine and had a banquet with us. Rounding up and down can be regarded as our juniors. Chi Yu said. Oh, Whitebeard's pale gold eyes narrowed slightly. Marco, Joes, Vista and other captains also changed their expressions slightly. Regarding what Chi Yu said earlier, they have only heard a little information. 4 Emperor's Redhead Shanks bet his arm to save Ace's brother. Until now, except for the red-hair pirates, no one in this sea knows why the 4 Emperor's red-haired Shanks lost his left arm. The Redhead's arm is only known to have been lost about 2 years after his duel with Mahawk. The reason for the broken arm of the red hair has always been one of the unsolved mysteries above the sea. After all, the red-haired Shanks is one of the 4 Emperors of the New World in King's Landing. A man like him would break his arm. Anyone will be amazed and curious. Listen to Chi Yu now. People like Whitebeard are finally getting a glimpse of some of the truth. The loss of the red-haired left arm is actually related to Ace's younger brother. Ace's younger brother, I remember that Straw Hat Kid. Monkey D. Luffy, Straw Hat, the first reward is 30 million berry. It has been updated, the bounty of that Straw Hat boy is as high as 100 million Baileys. It's just that I didn't expect that Redhead to know Ace's younger brother. But speaking of it, the Straw Hat on this reward order looks quite familiar. It really looks like a red-haired Straw Hat. Marco, Joes, Vista and others couldn't help but discuss in amazement. Cool la. Chi Yu, tell me about it. Who did the red-haired kid lose his arm in the fight with? Whitebeard asked with interest. Advertisement. I've said it before, Shanks is betting his arm on the new era. Chi Yu replied with a smile. Open black lens bracket after all, they are my brothers, so I have to show some face close black lens bracket. We can't directly disclose the dark history of Shanks on the enemy ship. Besides, even if I say that Shank's arm was bitten off by a sea beast that is not even considered sea kings, someone has to believe it. The majestic emperor of the sea, whose arm was bitten off by a sea beast, who would believe it? Close black lens bracket. Cool la 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 la. Whitebeard burst out laughing. Finally you are here. Fortunately, I did not give up. I have worked so hard for so long. Listening to Chi Yu hurt herself so much. Finally heard some interesting information. The red-haired boy's left arm was actually bitten off by a sea beast. This is really a joke in the world. Even 10 years ago. Even if redheads weren't 4 emperors at the time. But being bitten off by a mere sea beast or something. What a joke. No wonder the folks at Red Hair Pirates kept their mouths shut all these years. This is definitely black history. Cool la 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 la. Whitebeard scored twice and laughed. It's like chewing zanmai, and you can't stop at all. Open black lens bracket close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Whitebeard, this old B asterisk 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 D, suddenly went crazy again close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket baffling close black lens bracket. If in the past, I heard Chi Yu call him old clapper. Whitebeard couldn't take it anymore. But now Whitebeard has no intention of getting mad. There is always a subtle arc hanging on the old face. Young. Still too young. Did not expect it. Lousy can also read your heart. You are dead. Your inner thoughts have nowhere to escape. Advertisement. Whitebeard, who has been suppressed in a weak position since Chi Yu boarded the ship. At this moment, I only felt that I had rushed into the atmosphere. Standing on the atmosphere and looking down on Chi Yu. Open black lens bracket this old man is hopeless close black lens bracket. Not just Chi Yu. At this moment, even Marco and the others were puzzled. I don't know what happened to my father who was angry and laughs at other times. They didn't hear any information from Chi Yu either. Good moment. Until Whitebeard's triumphant, carefree laughter finally fell. Chi Yu finally spoke again. Come back to business. Whitebeard, your captain has been lurking a lion majesty, a careerist. You should know who it is by now too, Blackbeard Marshal D. Teach. That guy has been waiting for the opportunity, neither competing for the captain's position nor seeking fame, hiding himself. Hidden in the shadow of the famous name of Whitebeard so far and got the power to move. In the end he will aim for the apex, and one day he will come to take your place with his own will. Chi Yu was unusually serious and solemn. So, what then? What do you want me to do? That's the point. Whitebeard is also a positive color. Recall Ace and let him practice under your protection for another 2 years. Now put that kid against Blackbeard, and he's sure to lose. It's not just Shank's advice, it's my advice. Chi Yu said. The voice fell. The atmosphere on the huge whale ship Moby DK suddenly stagnated, and then became heavy. In the dark, there seems to be a ghostly aura descending and shrouding. Until now, no matter what Chi Yu thinks about him. He endured it all. No madness. But now, after listening to Chi Yu bossing around, meddling in his Whitebeard pirates and teaching him how to do things. The strongest man in the world. 4 Emperors Whitebeard Edward Newgate, really angry. Chapter 26 The Countdown to the Destruction of the Whitebeard Pirates. Advertisement. Crash. The sky and the earth are moving again. Thick dark clouds obscured the sky. All because of the emotional changes of a mere person. A man like a ghost. 4 Emperors Whitebeard, angry. Not good not good not good. It's even worse than before. Sure enough, it's about to start badly. Old man Whitebeard doesn't talk about martial arts. This is to take advantage of others' danger and make things difficult for us. Feel the ghostly oppression from Whitebeard. Lockstar's eyes and eyelids seemed to be tap dancing, and he yelled that it was not good. He can feel it. The aura emanating from Whitebeard's body at this moment is even more ominous than when he confronted Chi Yu before. Cool la 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 la. Just a brat, how arrogant. Are you teaching me how to do things? Teach. He broke the iron rule, that B asterisk 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 D committed a felony that absolutely cannot kill the ship's partner. As long as you get on my boat, no matter how stupid you are my child. Where will the soul of the killed child go? Teach that B asterisk 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 D. Teach that owing benevolence and righteousness is an insurmountable barrier, and this truth is exactly my responsibility. Whitebeard said every word sonorously. In the end, both the sky and the sea seemed to be violently heaving with his words. Got it. You want to teach me how to do things. Tell me what to do. You are 100 years too early. B asterisk 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 D. Starlock slumped on the deck in horror. Chi Yu's expression was still calm, and he never wavered from the beginning to the end. This is my last piece of advice. Whitebeard, your decision now may lead to the destruction of your Whitebeard pirates. Is that okay? Chi Yu spoke calmly. It's okay. Lousy as Whitebeard. Whitebeard remained stubborn. Well, then I have nothing to say. Chi Yu didn't speak anymore. Open black lens bracket what a stubborn old man close black lens bracket. For the sake of the so-called face, I took the whole Whitebeard pirates, even if I regret it later, it will be too late. Open black lens bracket if that war happens, not only you will die, but Ace will die too close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket and at least half of you Whitebeard pirates will die close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket and the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates without you will eventually be removed from the sea close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The moment you make this decision, the countdown to the destruction of the Whitebeard pirates has begun. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. You can only regret your decision in hell. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Chi Yu drank the last sip of wine in the bowl easily and freely. He stood up and stretched his waist, ignoring Whitebeard's gaze that was 3 parts shocked, 3 parts puzzled and 4 parts angry. Chi Yu called out to Starlock, who was limp on the ground. Straight away under the awe-inspiring gaze of the Whitebeard pirates. The small pirate ship with the double knife skull flag set sail and gradually drifted away. Daddy, father, what's the matter with you? Sure enough, I'm too tired, I need a good rest. Marco, Jose, Vista, and others stepped forward immediately, looking at the thoughtful Whitebeard with concern. Whitebeard waved his hand, signaling that he was fine. This moment, all he could think about was Chi Yu's last voice before leaving. Take the whole Whitebeard pirates for the sake of Face. Will there be war if Ace is not recalled? He who goes to rescue Ace will be, half the sons here will die. In the end, so many people died, but Ace still couldn't save them. Will the Whitebeard pirates, who have crossed the sea for decades, be removed? Are you kidding me? Who does that arrogant brat think he is? How dare you draw conclusions about our fate and our future? How could it be as you said? Lousy as Whitebeard. Whitebeard snorted angrily. Daddy, Ace's side is still. Marco hesitated to speak. A long silence. Marco, pass on my order. Use all your strength to support Ace. Killing Teach has never been a matter for Ace alone. Whitebeard ordered. He is unwilling to recall Ace as Chi Yu instructed. But Chi Yu's last voice really made him very concerned. For the first time in his life, he dared not gamble. Not for my own life. But for Ace, for the beloved sons here. It is also for the future of the Whitebeard pirates. ... At the same time, advertisement. Red Group Boat. Deputy Chi, is this enough? Starlock asked with lingering fear. Otherwise, what else do you want? Chi Yu squinted at him. Words have been brought. Advice is also advice. They are also benevolent. If Whitebeard is headstrong on his own, don't listen to his advice. That's their own business too. The Whitebeard pirates were doomed. Even if he really died in the end, it was his own choice, and he couldn't blame others. This task is really hard. Chi Yu stretched his body. Then, let's go back. When I see Shanks, make sure he pays me well. Chi Yu smiled kindly, causing the red-haired Shanks of 4 emperors who was thousands of miles away to shudder suddenly, and his right hand holding his wife tightened even more. After handing over the helm to a newcomer, Chi Yu yawned and went straight back to the cabin to sleep leisurely. It was almost 4 hours after I woke up again. The sun was setting. Chirping from newcomer Locke's star. There was also the loud cracking noise of the hull, which woke Chi Yu up from his dream. What's the matter? Let no one sleep. Chi Yu yelled in dissatisfaction. I'm so sorry, but this time there is a big stubble. Help, Deputy Chi, I can't stand it anymore. Starlock yells for help. Chi Yu pushed the door and went out. A familiar sword light as bright as gold came oncoming. What? Chi Yu gave a light snort. Already know the identity of the visitor. The enemy is here. Chapter 27 Husband and Wife. Chi Yu and Gion's love past. Advertisement. Dusk fell. The sun was setting. The fiery red color reflects the sky. The sea is sparkling. The picture is beautiful. Some moment. A small black dot appeared in the beautiful sunset scene. Not long. The black dots gradually enlarge. Accompanied by bursts of breaking wind sounded. A beautiful figure suddenly descended from the sky. It fell heavily on the deck of the boat. The visitor was more than 2 meters tall, with a tall figure and an even more exquisite figure. A head of bright purple long hair was tied casually behind his head. Goes well with that lilac eyeshadow. A tight-fitting cardigan is worn under the marine justice cloak that is flying with the wind, which perfectly outlines her figure. The lower body is a pair of thigh-length hot pants. On her slender white left leg, there is also a purple spider tattoo. In addition to being excited, it also added a bit of evil spirit. Counting the entire marine, there are only a handful of female marines with both beauty and strength. Except for Vice Admiral, the great staff officer in his youth. Now among the marines, there is only one beautiful woman, marine, who can possess such an imposing power. She is the Admiral of Headquarters candidate, Momosuke Gion. Marine. The star of Locke, the newcomer who was dozing against the rudder, woke up suddenly. Waiting to see the marine justice cloak fluttering in the wind. Starlock couldn't help but turn pale with shock. Don't wait for him to say anything. A dazzling sword light suddenly fell. I at %. Star of Locke rolled around like a lazy donkey, and hurriedly avoided the dense center of Jangwang. But that piece of sword light is too much. In a hurry, it was impossible to completely dodge. A face-to-face. The Locke star with a bounty of 94 million berry is wounded. Damn. You be ******** D Marine, who the hell are you? Do you know that this is the flag? Starlock didn't finish speaking, his eyes widened suddenly, and he rolled like a lazy donkey again. Boom. A huge crack opened again on the deck of the boat. Advertisement. This is the ship of the 4 Emperors Red Hair Pirates. And don't blame me for not telling you. My family's Vice Captain Chi Yu is on board right now. If it disturbs my captain's dream, it's not a joke. The Star of Locke gasped in rage, yelling threats. I'm looking for your deputy captain. Gion's pretty face was covered with frost. After hearing Star Locke mention Chi Yu, her strikes became more and more fierce. In front of the powerhouses of Admiral's alternate level, the Star of Locke, who offered a reward of less than 100 million, could only run away with his head in his arms. Deputy Chi, help. This marine crazy BCH is going to kill. The Star of Locke wailed for help. Slap. The door to the second deck opened. Chi Yu, whose dream was disturbed, only had time to say a word. Next second, the dense and bright sword light poured down towards him. What? Looking at the long-lost familiar sword light, Chi Yu couldn't help but let out a little gasp. A certain memory about 4 years ago revived in my mind and flooded my heart. 4 years ago, Chi Yu, who decided to stand up, applied to the red-haired Shanks for permission to go out alone. His first target was one of the great pirates who had caused losses to the red-hair pirates. Before that action, Chi Yu meets a certain marine sassy vice admiral unexpectedly. At that time, Chi Yu didn't show the mountains and do the water, and there were not many people on the sea who knew him except the partners of red-hair pirates. That heroic young marine beauty, Vice Admiral, who does not give in to others, naturally does not know Chi Yu's identity. By chance, after encountering Chi Yu to save civilians. At that time, Vice Admiral Gion had a strange feeling in his heart. After testing Chi Yu's righteous heart, Gion extended an invitation to Chi Yu. Want him to join the marine. The result, of course, was that Chi Yu flamboyantly ignored her. Gion, who was rejected for the first time in his life, stomped his feet angrily. But she also knew that everyone had their own ambitions, so she didn't care much about it. I thought that the two sides would basically never have the chance to see each other again. Who ever thought? When she fell into the trap of pirates and encountered a desperate situation. Advertisement. Chi Yu's godlike figure descended from the sky. The head of the enemy with one sword. The figure of Haki is deeply engraved in the deepest part of Gion's mind. It made her frozen heart melt and tremble for the first time. For the first time in my life, I fell in love with a man. But if it's just a heartbeat, it's nothing. It's just that neither she nor Chi Yu thought of it. The pirates also prepared a surprise in that trap. Just when Chi Yu and Gion felt safe, they began to collect the spoils. A large cloud of pink smoke with mysterious medicinal effects enveloped the two of them. Directly let the two skip the process of acquaintance, confession, dating, marriage, etc., and enter the final bridal chamber. Everything was going on in a muddle, but it happened naturally. Afterwards, Gion, who wants to cry without tears, decides to charge interest and keeps Chi Yu behind. Even if he was actually shy to the extreme. However, he still pretended to be careless, expressing that he would be responsible to Chi Yu to the end. After her operation, Chi Yu was also stunned. For a moment, he forgot to say no. In this way Chi Yu was brought to Vice Admiral Gion's boat. Started a month-long life. During this period, Chi Yu and Gion, husband and wife, worked together, and wiped out more than a dozen brutal pirate groups. Until one day, confidence bursting, thinking that as long as Chi Yu was there, no one will be afraid, Gion suddenly had a whim. Decided to take action against the red-hair pirates, who are up and coming and faintly have the appearance of the Emperor of the Sea. This is very embarrassing. Is it okay if I hit myself? Just when Chi Yu was thinking about making Gion give up this decision. The Naval Headquarters, research ship, has arrived. Vice Admiral He, Marine's Chief Staff Officer, came and saw through Chi Yu's identity at a glance. So Gion cried on the spot, angrily. Have to. One shot in two parts. The husband and wife combination with their profits and money parted ways. It has been 4 years since we left. Yo, Gion, long time no see. Chi Yu caught the bright sword light with his undead body. He smiled and greeted the heroic Marine Admiral candidate on the broken deck. Chapter 28 Chi Yu and Gion enter the bridal chamber. Advertisement. Yo, Gion, long time no see. Seeing that you are still so energetic, I am relieved. Chi Yu greeted warmly with a happy smile on his face. Shut up, you big liar. Don't say I know you very well. Gion scolded angrily, talking and talking. Her little mouth couldn't help but deflate. The eye sockets also turned red unconsciously. Water mist accumulated in the bright beautiful eyes. 4 years ago, when he learned Chi Yu's true identity from Vice Admiral's mouth. After learning that he was a member of the Red Hair Pirates. Gion cried on the spot. She fell in love for the first time in her life. Falling in love with someone for the first time. For the first time, I gave my body and all of myself. I thought I had found the love that was enough to entrust my whole life. But never thought about it. The husband I chose turned out to be a villainous pirate gang. The huge blow made Gion faint from crying on the spot. After that, it took a full 4 years to heal this tragically deceived emotional injury. Has not recovered yet. The gap in her heart still exists. All because of the man who lied to her body and her feelings. When I learned that Chi Yu appeared in Whitebeard territorial waters a few days ago. Gion disregarded orders from his superiors and acted alone. Not just to prevent Huang from meeting with Huang. She is even more determined to make an end with Chi Yu. So, now here she is, after 4 years, appeared in front of Chi Yu again. Just until seeing Chi Yu again. Listen to his voice. Look at his smile. Only then did Gion know. Just how much weight does this man who deceived her have in her heart? Even after 4 years. Even if she said countless times that she no longer misses the past. At this moment, after all, it has become a self-deception. Where is the first time in life so easily forgotten? Especially a traditional and conservative woman like Guion. What's wrong? Guion. Chi Yu jumped down from the second deck. Under the stare of Locke staring at him like a ghost, he walked slowly to Guion. Even if it's the first reunion after 4 years, don't be so excited that you cry. As Chi Yu spoke, she was about to raise her hand to wipe away the tears from the corners of Guion's eyes. Stop talking silly. I won't cry for you anymore. Guion yelled coquettishly, with a hint of crying in his voice. Ah, what's the situation? Star Locke looked confused. Ah, I see. He seemed to have thought of something. Deputy Chi, you actually had an affair with this marine woman. Star Locke blurted out subconsciously. Next second. Advertisement. Shut up. Chi Yu and Guion stopped drinking at the same time. What does it mean to have a leg? Chi Yu. This is my wife. Who is having an affair with him? Guion. My husband is not a villain. Star Locke shrank his head weakly. Consciously jumped into the big pit on the deck. Then the deck was quiet. Another moment. Okay, don't be self-willed, I was indeed wrong before, and concealed some facts, but. Chi Yu raised his hand and was about to hug Guion, whom he had not seen for a long time. Shut up. You are now the villain of the Red Hair Pirates. There is nothing between you and me other than the irreconcilable enemy relationship. I won't show mercy. Guion scolded coldly. Swish. The famous sword Jinpailuo drew a perfect arc. Bringing a bright sword light, he slashed towards Chi Yu's right hand. Pooh. Blood splattered. The sharp golden blade sliced through Chi Yu's arm, bringing out a bright bloody light. Deputy Chi, stealing his ears in the dark, the Star of Locke, who was watching secretly, screamed. Bang. The famous blood-stained sword Kinpira fell from Guion's hand. Guion's pretty face was originally full of frost and determination. At this moment, he couldn't help feeling extremely panicked. Fool, why don't you hide? Looking at the shocking wound on Chi Yu's arm, her eyes turned red again. Because I didn't expect you to come for real. Hiss. It hurts. Chi Yu bared his teeth and said. As the uncrowned emperor above the sea. A mere knife wound is naturally nothing to Chi Yu. Even before Rufei, Chi Yu deliberately suppressed his undead Vajra body. It is impossible for Guion's knife to hurt him. No way. In order to reduce some unnecessary troubles. Make troublesome things simple. Chi Yu also has to be the actor for a while. Tear. Guion decisively tore off the marine justice cloak behind him, and bandaged Chi Yu's wound. It's just that she, who was not skilled at all, was in a hurry, and her bandages were even more ugly. Okay, don't worry. Help me back to my room, I'll do it myself. Chi Yu comforted. Even the big guys in marine can handle it. Chi Fusion is a role model for my generation. Watching Chi Yu and Guion enter the bridal chamber, the star of the newcomer Locke couldn't help sighing. Until then, only then did he realize that he didn't know much about his deputy captain. In a quiet room, a man and a woman, sitting opposite each other. Stare. Advertisement. Guion's big bright eyes stared at Chi Yu without blinking. Cough cough. Chi Yu coughed lightly, got up and walked towards the small refrigerator in the room. Would you like something to drink? Humph. Guion snorted arrogantly. With both arms in his arms, the justice in front of him is getting wider and wider. Ready to come out. Chi Yu didn't ask any more questions. I took a bottle of plum wine that Guion likes to drink. Looking at the plum wine in Chi Yu's hand, he knew that he still remembered his preference. Guion's face softened slightly. Down a few glasses of wine. Chatterbox then opened. Chi Yu would not ask about Guion's current situation in the past few years without tact. You don't have to think about it. This topic is one place. The explosive barrel of Guion is definitely about to detonate again. Speaking of which, Guion, why do you want to come see me today when you have time? Chi Yu asked. Guion rolled her eyes charmingly. Don't you know what you did yourself? What did I do? Chi Yu spread his hands innocently. What is your purpose in meeting Whitebeard with the Whitebeard pirates this time? Guion's small face bulged slightly, staring at Chi Yu covetously. Now that we sit down and have a good chat, she doesn't mind hearing some information from her old friend. You can report it when you return to the headquarters, and you have already prepared it. Tisk. Chi Yu clicked his tongue. Guion, this is the biggest secret of our Red Hair Pirates and Whitebeard Pirates. You know, you're marine, and that's inappropriate. Listen to what Chi Yu said. Guion suddenly became more energetic. What if I must know? This is really a headache. Chi Yu put his hand on his forehead, as if distressed. Don't forget, 4 years ago you cheated me of my feelings and my innocence. Guion stared wide-eyed. Isn't that an accident? Besides, you were the one who made the first move after that. I was going to explain. Chi Yu said. Is it my fault that you concealed your identity? Guion was emotional. Okay. My fault. I'll tell you everything you want to know. Chi Yu compromise. HMPH, that's about it. Guion switched sides and raised Erlang's legs. The crystal jade feet kicked Chi Yu intentionally or unintentionally. It seems to be urging. Chi Yu restrained his frivolity, and the expression on his face suddenly became extremely solemn. So Guion also followed suit. No longer tease Chi Yu with jade feet. The purpose of my visit to the Whitebeard pirates this time is allied with Whitebeard on behalf of the Red Hair pirates. Chapter 29 Guion. Today, I will lead. Advertisement. The purpose of my visit to the Whitebeard pirates this time is. Having said that, Chi Yu paused. Until Guion was on the verge of going crazy. He finally continued to speak leisurely. I'm allied with Whitebeard on behalf of Shanks. Chi Yu spoke nonsense in a serious manner. Nani. Alliance. Guion stood up abruptly, his voice raised by more than an octave. Red Hair Pirates and Whitebeard Pirates Alliance. Are you serious? Guion asked repeatedly. The whole person was shocked beyond measure. If these two new world's most terrifying pirate groups really form an alliance, then it will have an unprecedented huge impact on the existing pattern. Their marine will also be challenged unprecedentedly. What the hell are you trying to do? Does it need to be said what an alliance does? The old god Chi Yu spoke. We have decided that we will launch Red Line troops to attack the Holy Land Mariajoy in the near future. I hope you will tell Marshal Sengoku after you go back, don't be ignorant, surrender as soon as possible, and join us to overthrow the Dark Government. Chi Yu took the lead. You. Guion raised her brows upside down. Immediately turn around and leave. Hey, where are you going? Haven't you drunk yet? Chi Yu asked to stay. Such a big thing happened, how could I still have time to drink? Don't blame me, if you want to blame our different positions. Guion said seriously. It is already true. Oh, wait, you're really serious. Seeing this, Chi Yu was also a little dumbfounded. He just wanted to make a joke and ease the atmosphere. I never thought this silly girl was serious. If she is asked to go back and report it, this sea should not be turned upside down by one of his jokes. In ancient times, there was King Yu of Zhou's Fengwo opera princes. Now I, Chi Huang, are messing up the world. It sounds quite exciting. Here Chi Yu is still thinking about possible developments. On the other side, Guion's footsteps stopped. Tap. She strode forward with her long legs and returned in 2 or 3 steps. When he came close to Chi Yu, he lowered his head. The distance between the two sides was only a few centimeters. You can clearly feel each other's breathing and heartbeat. Look me in the eyes and tell me, is the alliance real or not? Advertisement. Guion stared intently at each word. It's all a joke, let's make a hammer alliance with Whitebeard. I made this trip this time for justice, for the stability and peace of the sea. Chi Yu said seriously. Deng even told Guion concisely of his purpose. Call. After listening to Chi Yu's narration, Guion couldn't help heaving a sigh of relief. At the same time, I couldn't help feeling a little scared. If she hadn't stopped before. Go ahead and report this. Then their marine took measures in advance, and finally forced the two parties who were not aligned to form an alliance. Then she really became a marine and a sinner of the world. Think here. Guion couldn't help feeling wronged. You villain, you know how to lie to me. Didn't I already tell you clearly? Chi Yu grinned. Then you lied to me that you went to the Whitebeard pirates for justice. What justice can pirates have? If it was true justice, you should have left the Red Hair pirates and joined our marine. Guion played a little temper. Small. Chi Yu shook his head. Guion, the layout is small. Can justice be maintained only by joining the marine? Marine must be just. Chi Yu asked back. That's natural. Guion took it for granted. Then, do you know about the East Blue Kokoyasi village incident? Chi Yu asked. Guion shook his head in confusion. Well, let's not talk about it, let's take this alabasta theft as an example. That Clockadar is a Shichibukai guaranteed by your marine and the government. But what did he do? Almost destroyed a 1,000-year-old country. And was Lok Dal really defeated by that smoker? No. Chi Yu spoke calmly. Guion pursed his lips. Joining the marine is not justice. As long as you have justice in your heart, it doesn't matter which camp you are in. Chi Yu gives his own discussion. Pirates. How can pirates be justice? Guion retorted weakly. Why can't pirates be justice? Take this Alabasta incident as an example. It is the Straw Hat crew who saved the country from the Shichibukai appointed by you marine. Can you say they did something wrong? Chi Yu pressed for questions. Advertisement. Okay, I see, you don't need to emphasize every time that it's the Shichibukai appointed by marine. Guion couldn't hold back his face. Okay, Straw Hat crew doesn't have much to do with me, but have the Red Hair pirates where I've been a part of done anything bad over the years? Chi Yu asked back. Guion was taken aback. All these years because of Chi Yu. She cares and pays special attention to 4 Emperor's Red Hair pirates. However, I have never heard of this pirate group's looting. The most information she heard was where the red-haired gang expelled the pirates and restored peace. Doing what they marine should do. Even her elder sister, Vice Admiral Suru, the chief staff officer, once commented. The red-haired gang is an important link to maintain the peace of the sea. Okay, don't be awkward. In short, I will always be with you. Because you are the first and only woman I have seen since I came to this world. Chi Yu said. A love word that is not a love word is like a hammer, beating heavily on the softness of Guion's heart. Real. I'm really your first, or only one. Didn't you lie to me? Guion asked. It's more real than real gold. Chi Yu nodded seriously. All these years he just lay in the Red Hair pirates. Didn't expect to collect the wonderful girls of One Piece world. Guion was indeed the first. And currently the only one. But, wait a moment, it seems to have seen through Chi Yu's inner thoughts. You said earlier that you are the only one at present, do you still want to find the second or third one? Gion's beautiful eyes narrowed slightly. A woman's intuition is so keen that Chi Yu can't help but feel ashamed. Just when he was thinking about how to get around, a white slender hand landed on his bare mouth. I will never let you have the leisure to find other women, wake up. Gion stood tall, with an arrogance Chi Yu was most familiar with on his pretty face. The corners of Chi Yu's eyes twitched. Gion's mouth curled up. Like a high and mighty queen, she raised her long legs, rubbing bright red nail polish on her crystal jade toes. The white, flexible and perfect jade feet like an elf slid down Chi Yu's mouth. You are hurt, so today, lead by me. Chapter 30 Shank's Secret, Chi Yu's delicious food. Advertisement. The stars and the moon are bright and clear. Reflect the earth, the boundless sea, sparkling. Ding ding bang bang. That's the ugly-looking newcomer to the red team, Starlock, working overtime to repair the broken deck. Occasionally, Starlock looked up at the full moon in the sky. Emotion. Deputy Chi is really a role model for my generation. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Day and night, early in the morning, repaired the boat overnight. Before he had time to rest, the Lock Star was kicked off the boat by Chi Yu to catch high-quality sea fish. It took a full half an hour before the task finally reached the standard. Deliver the plump deep-sea fish to Chi Yu. Star of Lock's eyes dodged, he hesitated to speak. Just say what you want to say, and I don't necessarily answer anyway. Chi Yu squinted at him. Then I'll just say it straight. Yeah, I just didn't expect that. Deputy Chi, you really like women. Star Lock sighed. Okay. Chi Yu stared. What made you think I don't like women? You think I'm Shanks? Chi Yu scolded angrily. He stared at the Lock Star with an unfriendly expression. I thought to myself that this newcomer is really a bit drifting. No, don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. It's just that before I joined the Red Hair Pirates, people kept saying. People in the Red Hair Pirates only like parties, not women. Starlock was ashamed, and quickly slapped himself. Suddenly, he seemed to react. It was as if he had heard some terrible secret. Wait a moment, Deputy Chi, what did you say earlier? Captain Shanks, sir, he. Starlock's eyes widened in shock, and he stammered, unable to utter a complete sentence. I didn't say anything. Chi Yu denied it with a smile. Hey, Deputy Chi, you clearly knew before. Snapped. Chi Yu slapped the Lock Star to the ground. Stars appeared in his eyes when he shot straight, and the world was spinning. Paji, fainted. Shanks, I can only help you so far. Advertisement. Whether you can keep your secret depends on your own good fortune. Chi Yu looked up at the sky and mourned for Shanks. Although he accidentally slipped the tongue. But he also made it up in time. Physical amnestics were administered to newcomer Starlock. Whether it will be successful or not is up to fate. After 3 seconds of silence, Chi Yu brought the plump deep-sea fish upside down to the boat kitchen. The perfect culinary skills that have been picked up and advanced by the chefs of Red Hair Pirates over the years are displayed at this moment. After an hour, 2 plump deep-sea fish are processed. A dish of sashimi, a fresh fish soup, after leaving a small portion for newcomers. Chi Yu returned to the room on the second floor with 2 exquisite dishes. Gion, breakfast is ready. Chi Yu greeted him. Well. Gion lazily opened her beautiful eyes. Leave it for now, eat later, and I'll rest for a while. Saying that, Gion turned over and fell asleep again. Tisk, the amount of 4 years is indeed a little too much. Chi Yu thought to himself. However, these 2 dishes of his are also the top-grade nourishing food. Under Chi Yu's overbearing orders, Gion reluctantly sat up. I randomly put a few rare things on my body. She opened her mouth slightly. Doing what? Chi Yu looked sideways at her. It's not obvious, I don't want to move, feed me. Gion opened his eyes wide and said as a matter of course. Are you a child? You control me, I want you to feed me. Momosuke Gion closes her eyes and opens her mouth. Alright. Chi Yu compromised. Pick up a piece of sashimi as thin as a cicada's wing. Gion brushed his hair by his ear. Ah, he bit down in satisfaction. Next second, Gion's closed beautiful eyes suddenly widened. The pretty face is full of disbelief. Hee, how is it? This is my self-confidence. Chi Yu asked with a confident smile. Wow, what kind of fairy taste is this? It's amazing. Chi Yu, how did you do it? Advertisement. Gion held his small face in his slender hands. The fair and pretty face carried the same happiness and satisfaction as last night. If you like it, get another one. Chi Yu sent out the chopsticks. However, it was pulled away by Gion. You are too slow to feed, I will do it myself. As Gion said that, he did it himself. Oh, it's really delicious. This fish soup is also delicious. This is the first time I have eaten such a delicious dish. As expected of the man I fancy. Gion exclaimed in surprise and praised again and again. To this, Chi Yu will not be surprised in the slightest. For my cooking skills, he also has great confidence. After all, Chi Yu's current cooking skills are definitely at the top level in the world. Of course, the stat drops of the chefs on Red Hair Pirates alone can't make Chi Yu reach this height. But Chi Yu still has the help of the system. When Chi Yu's culinary skills accumulated almost the same. The system gave him a critical blow directly. Gain all the cooking knowledge and experience of the spirit of eating halberds in the world of Chinese small masters. Now Qi Yu is also a top chef who can create luminous explosive dishes. Tear. A tiny tearing sound sounded. The only 2 pieces of cloth on Guillaume's body were torn. It's just that Guillaume, who is immersed in the delicious food, still doesn't feel it. Drink and eat. Eat enough, eat enough. Guillaume touched his smooth belly with a satisfied face. Qi Yu, I haven't seen you for 4 years. I never thought that not only your skills, but also your cooking skills are so good. If this continues, my appetite will be spoiled by you, and I won't be able to eat other people's dishes except yours. Guillaume glanced at Qi Yu resentfully. It's my fault for being too good at cooking. Qi Yu smiled. Hi-ah. Guillaume sighed lightly. Actually, if you want to eat me every day, it's not impossible. The old god Qi Yu spoke. Really? Do you want to join Marine? Guillaume's beautiful eyes lit up. What are you talking about? You want to eat my food? Of course you are the one who came to our red hair pirates. Qi Yu took it for granted. Go to hell. A pillow whizzed by. Qi Yu penetrated the pillow. Stride forward.